Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Modeller's Corner. You join us on the eve of Halloween, where we have gone for a bit of a traditional theme, so to speak. We are joined tonight by myself, as you can see from the title here. We are also joined by Mr. Ben Hall.
Hello, everyone.
Or Dr. Claw, but that's good. We're also joined by the Ghoul Pioneer.
Hello.
Or Spider-Man. And our special guest tonight is Sleeper Agent.
Oh.
Or Death. So hopefully during this stream here we'll be working on some very strange projects, but don't be fooled by any strange things you may see along the way. Okay, I think that's enough. It's very good.
No, I'm scared.
Yeah. Right, guys, welcome to Modeller's Corner. You join us once again here this week, and we're going for a bit of a Halloween feel this week, so, yeah. Yeah, as you can see here, we've decided to go in like fancy dress of some sort. I don't know. It was my idea to do this here, but just for a bit of fun, I'm glad the guys actually went along with this here and managed to fish out some old costumes that they had. So, yes, I just see the guys in the chat there just saying the eyes, bit of a giveaway. I actually was going to do one for the other eye, but I couldn't get it in. I couldn't get the eye the contact lens in, so I just thought, screw it, I'll just use this eye. So, so we're back once again here on Modeller's Corner, just doing our own thing. There's no particular theme of modeling this week, so it's just going to be our own thing. So, yeah, guys, if you want to talk about what you're going to be working on, so Spider-Man, would you care to do to talk about what you're working on?
Well, nothing special in particular. I've got a bunch of wagons I need to finish off, so I was going to spend most of the street trying to fix those. Really.
Okay.
I've also got Steve's wife here.
Ooh, it's very nice.
Just for display. But yeah.
Ben, what are you going to work on? What's your plan on working on tonight?
Well, this fella might be a slight clue to what I'm building. It's a Gundam kit. I've already started it here.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually a bit of a mashup of two kits, but hopefully by the end of the stream, it might actually be built and ready for painting.
Mm-hmm. And Mr. Death, what are you working on for us tonight?
Mr. Death.
I've got a Midland 10-ton wagon.
Sorry, you can take the mask off if you want. If you can take the mask off if you want, so we can hear you.
You probably can't hear me better without it.
Who is he? The big face on veil?
It's
It's nobody!
That's the scariest thing ever. Nobody.
It's like Turtles Thomas once all over again. Okay.
I'm afraid
It's just nothing. It's just a neck.
I'm afraid I don't have the camera, so I'm trying and sort of rejig my computer a bit to point downwards a bit further.
Yep, no worries.
But basically, it's one from Slater's. It's an all-cast sort of body.
Yep.
I just got to enlarge some holes and do some fettling, basically.
All right.
So yeah. So I haven't done a video chat like this before, so I'm a bit rusty with all of it. Yeah.
Who is Mr. Sleeper Agent?
There we are.
Awesome.
So yeah, we'll take it as we go.
Oh, God, awesome. Right, and for me tonight, now, I actually wondered where. I actually been looking everywhere for this kit because this was meant to be appearing on one of the streams, but I'm just gonna make another Dapple kit really because this is like one of the joint houses kits there. So, pair of detached houses, semi-detached houses. So, just simple kit building for me. So, that's pretty much it really. I'll just turn my light on here because there we go. That's better.
See what you're doing.
Yeah, I need to see what I'm doing actually.
Wow.
I just put these goggles on top of the hat here so I can work properly. In fact, I actually was going to wear these goggles throughout the whole stream, but they actually fogged up just before they started. I was going to do the ion veiling until like the end, But I thought, do you know what? Just it's not gonna work. So just do it. So yeah, I'll keep the hat on because
This is gonna be
I
interesting.
like wearing top hat. I'll take this off because this is actually too good a jacket to wear too.
I've never seen the kit together with gloves on.
Put something a bit more traditional on. So I'll keep the hat on. So
I'm sure I feel I can't take these gloves off.
well,
Right.
that's your fault for wearing a onesie.
You're stuck as Spider-Man now.
Yeah.
I still keep reminding because is that the one that you wore to scare Ryan?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Casey Jr., you call this scary?
So basically, I walked up the stairs at about 7 o'clock in the morning, and I tried to sneak into his room, and he was already awake.
As he is.
Because the night before, basically just out of context, the night before, he woke me up. Sorry, the morning before he woke me up. So basically, like, I was on the couch, and the next thing that he comes up behind me, and he goes like on my shoulders and things. And for some reason, I put my Spider-Man suit with me to the trip.
Right.
So I thought, oh no, I'll scare him.
But then again, like I know that it didn't work the first time around, but you did tell me one stage though that somebody actually did end up scaring him with the suit on. Isn't that right?
Yeah, that was Louis.
Lewis.
Yeah, he asked about the suit, and he waited for about. He filmed it actually. He waited about 20 minutes for Ryan to come out of the shower, and then we're in Ireland at this point. And he sort of went, and then when he eventually came out, Ryan actually did get scared.
Maybe next time when we're doing like a trip up there, see about bringing the suit with you.
Well, I've got a black suit as well.
Yeah. Steve, I've never seen anybody like remove stuff from a sprue using the chisel before. That's a new technique.
That's how it's done with.
Oh, that's extreme.
It's extreme modelling.
Large scale is how it's done, mate.
I know Adam Savage said every tool is a hammer. Sorry, is that right? Every tool is a hammer, yeah. But I think that's going a bit extreme.
Yeah, it's going the extra
You
now.
do have to improvise sometimes.
I tell you what, I swear by the chisel for getting ground snatch in there. It's definitely the way to do it. It does sort of blunt the edge, though. That's a bit of trouble. So it's no good for wood afterwards. But, you know, it's
Right, so
every tool for a job like. Yeah. Yeah, these kits are actually really nice. You know, the body's like literally all one piece. You just have to do a bit of drilling, a bit of sanding, and because it's a van as well, there's no interior, so that's good.
uh-huh.
This is so difficult. So I'm meant to like pick up every individual piece from this packet. Oops. So much care. Oops.
Just use your
Oh,
tweezers.
clearly so much care.
Oh, the springs are stuck together.
Oh, that's a bad start.
Ah! Sorry.
Oopsie.
Oh no!
Lots of buttons.
No. So how you guys been this week then? Are you up to anything?
Just work, really, to be honest.
Yeah, same really. Yeah, farming. A bit more or less. Just clearing streams at the moment, all the autumn leaves and branches and stuff, and just feeding some sheep. Nothing too exciting, but
is that what you do as a professional? You're just a farmer.
It's a family farm. It was my granddad's farm, then it's my dad's farm. I'm sort of the muscle at the moment.
All right.
My old man sort of damaged his arm a bit this week with his tendon, so I'm doing a bit of the heavy lifting there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just help him when he's busy, or he's getting a bit older now, so I'm sort of helping him a bit more often.
Okay.
Just a glorified labourer, basically.
Yeah.
Right. This is how difficult it is. I've got to use pliers to hold. What I would normally do with my hands is I'd hold the piece while I'm filing it down. Instead, I've got to use pliers.
Oh, because the gloves make it awkward.
Tom, if you want to, you can just take the top part of the thing off to make life a bit more easier for you.
And then you see my nipples. So no.
Okay, so
I think he meant off camera, Tom.
yeah.
No, so serious note. So what I'm actually doing is one thing I forgot to put on this wagon kit was the buffers. There's like this rim that goes to the front.
Uh-huh.
So I've got to somehow super glue these onto them. Yeah. I will stop moaning, don't worry.
Oh, moan all you want. It's like keeps the tradition of Halloween.
Do girls usually complain on Halloween?
Well, don't know, I suppose.
This is the first one.
Here we go again.
Oh, maybe. Just
It's like Santa Christmas. Oh.
I think it, Mike, because you live sort of in the middle of nowhere, you don't get any trick or treaters.
well, apart from my niece and nephew,
Right.
who were doing a trial run there with one of my uncles down the road from us. So, which is funny because I never heard of pre trick or treating like a practice run.
You go twice that way. That's great.
I go to the same house twice there. Just review the sweets that they're going to get. And they're like, oh, next these are rubbish here. When we come back tomorrow night, next year you have the right stuff.
Yeah. Now this kid is a Mars bar. It's a Kit Kat. This is what you might get in the. I'll stop bringing it. Right. You guys probably can't see what I'm doing, but here we go. This is the same wagon I was working on last week. It's all primed up and ready for paints, but alas, I haven't got it. So.
Oh yeah, but I was talking to Gavin earlier on there. He told me to pass on his greetings to Steve, because he told me that you were planning on meeting up at some point at some like model railway shows.
Yeah, with COVID, we sort of lost our meetup this year. Bit of a shame. Yeah, there's a distance between us. Like we were sort of debating going to a few railways perhaps. Some preserved ones. But, again, that's all gone out the window, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
But hopefully next year, yeah. Or if something's on, perhaps we could do a meetup somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
You and Didcot a while ago together, weren't you, Tom?
Yeah, we went in oh bollocks. Sorry.
Bollocks! Oh my god!
Sorry, I just super glued the bits of my
Bollocks.
Tom, just take the costume off.
No.
just go and get changed.
My secret identity? No.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want people to know I'm Peter Piper.
Peter Parker, not Piper.
Have you not seen Spider Plant Man?
Oh, yeah, the one with Ron Atkinson.
Yeah, that's the. It's like, you remind me of someone. Could it be Peter Piper? He was new at school. Oh God, no, he was a complete utter creep. Yeah. I couldn't laugh in a million years.
I have to
Yeah.
be glove.
I don't know.
Gloves at some point as well.
I glued the piece to the wagon without it sticking to the costume this time. So I will continue. Oh yeah, so what were we talking about before? Oh, meeting it with Gavin.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah, just if anything's on, like at some point, some event or whatever, I might be able to make it.
Yeah.
That'd be great. Actually. I mean, do you know, I've not actually been to Wally since 2008.
I managed to go the last 5 years, I think. So it's about a 3-hour drive for me, but that's just about doable.
I'm only like half an hour from London anyway, so.
Oh, that's not too bad then. So, yeah, it's been quite handy in some ways. Now having no exhibitions, my bank balance is a bit more favourable.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, because I always feel like I always pictured because I'm all in because I do sorry start again because I do O gauge, so I always pictured Wally being a double O scale exhibition more than because I go to the big exhibitions like we have one in Reading every year.
Is that the G1 one?
It's also gauge one. There's a few. It's actually no, it was the largest scale, but it's mostly O gauge. But there is a few. There's even a few gauge 3 layouts there as well.
Yeah, I was sort of looking to go last year, but I didn't quite manage it. But it does sound good, yeah. How big is it by comparison? Would you say?
It's it's quite big. I mean, there's a lot of obviously there's loads of people to talk to. There's loads of stalls there. Sorry, stands, not stalls. It's mostly stalls, and there's a separate room for the layouts and things. There's a test track as well.
Yeah.
My Thomas was on display for the Saturday show, I think. Yeah.
Well, your O gauge one or the 001?
The O gauge one.
All right.
It was only when it's half finished, but that's before I took it apart and decided to make it more Railway Series accurate.
All right.
Ooh, this is very difficult.
So I've taken my gloves off now because I don't know if you saw one of the parts got stuck, not stuck, but jammed on the glove.
Right. Okay.
Did you hear when they injected some spiders with they did some gene therapy on them or something, and they got to their own webs because they weren't secreting the sort of anti-stick sort of gel, so they ended up getting trapped in their own webs basically.
Interesting. Oh shit, Tom, get that away.
It's just one of those things because they can't do it.
Looks like something out of trapdoor.
You know, I'm arachnophobic.
Are you?
Yeah.
I didn't know that actually.
Well, I'm all right. I'm all right with ordinary spiders, but it's like it's house spiders and tarantulas. I have a huge issue with.
Oh really?
But then again, I've seen to have gotten over. Like I'm slowly starting to get over house spiders now because I recently bought one of those. You know those things called the spider catcher.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of like one of those wee grabber things. It's made especially for picking up spiders with.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Yeah, those.
It's like a big sort of clamp thing.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's
like
what
a
it is.
little
Yeah.
claw thing on the end, but it doesn't hurt them.
Yeah, I bought one of those and it's done the trick really well. So.
Do you want to see my spider catcher?
What is it? Peanuts! Peanuts! Oh, the other ones are the best.
Actually,
Those days gone.
So, Steve, what made you go into gauge 3? Because I remember you did quite a lot of scales. You know, you did 00, then.
Yeah, that was actually I was going to ask actually because I remember in the like when you were doing like a lot of research points and you were posting on SAF, and I do remember actually losing losing my way through your resource because there was like so much in there. And I remember you were doing Henry's Tunnel at one stage in P4.
Yeah,
is
I
that right?
got the P4 sort of test bed I made. It did work actually. The other thing I didn't sort of finish off with that was motorize the points. I was just like sort of watching them.
All right.
But basically, I found they were a bit too fiddly, and all the work involved with rewheeling for P4 and everything else. I thought at that point you might as well just do 7mm,
Aye.
which
Then-
was a bit easier for my sort of sausage fingers.
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
Gavin actually saw my fingers actually, and he just saw them. And he's like, how big are your fingers? I'm like, yeah, they're like this big. And he's like, how can you model with those things? I'm like, yeah, with great difficulty.
Yeah, so I was in 7mm sort of very briefly, basically, and I ended up getting a SM32 Talclin kit for 16mm with narrow gauge. And at that point, I thought, if I'm going to build a Groven's Gate sort of layout, they're not going to be in scale.
Right.
So I started looking for the next one up. Gauge 1 was still too small, and then Gauge 3 was just about perfect. Gauge 3 is a slightly smaller scale because the engines are bigger. It sort of balances out just about.
Yeah.
And hopefully, I'm not going to go larger than this because it's pretty expensive.
You say that now.
I must admit, 5-inch gauge does look tempting in some ways, but no, I'm happy with this because there's just enough.
Well, to be fair, there was
I do. You can really get your fingers and your elbows in, basically.
Yeah. There was like one fella, there's one guy I've seen there who's done. He started off doing like a 5-inch gauge Thomas for his military railway. And
The live one.
yeah, the live steam one. Yeah, and I've seen a video of him actually steaming it there on the railway. Like he's fixed a few boiler leaks in that there, and it actually looks really good. But he's now in the process of actually making a similar quarter gauge Thomas using the same measurements and the same like procedures on there, but just slightly bigger.
Yeah, it does look at.
James Horrocks, I think his name is.
Yes, I know who you're talking about. He's the guy who wanted to make a large scale, a standard gauge E2 at one point.
Yeah, he had some sort of an online thing for that.
Yeah, I really like the color scheme he gave his 5-inch one as well. It looks awesome.
Yeah.
The black and blue, like. But yeah, live steam and stuff like that doesn't really appeal, to be honest. It's just too fiddly.
Yeah.
Well, I've like 2 basic live steam engines though, but
How'd you find them?
I find them alright. They're just like the wee basic ones, like methylated spirit powered ones. So
I just heard from most people they're very sort of temperamental to keep going year after year. Like, they always need a bit of TLC.
yeah.
I've got a friend who he was doing O gauge when I first started. Now he's gone to 5-inch. He's sold all his. He built all the wagons and things, and a lot of his 5-inch rolling stock is actually 3D printed, and it looks fantastic. But I'm not tempted enough to actually start another gauge because you need to start all over again. So I mean, which is not what we want.
Did you go straight from Moho to 5-inch?
Yeah.
That's quite a jump. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Was he tempted by a sort of local, sort of large railway or something?
Well, I live near a 5-inch gauge, a miniature railway,
Oh, okay, well, there we go. Yeah.
and 7 1/4 as well. And yeah, he likes making stuff for making models for what's it called, like entertaining. If that makes sense.
Yeah, days out. Or do you mean videos, like, or do you mean like the days out? Or
Oh, days out, yeah. Because he used to do a lot of he made those remote control tanks.
Ooh.
And he's very into like animatronics, that kind of thing. He's actually one of the guys who was helping me with the my Thomas project with the remote control eyes and all that sort of thing.
All right.
before obviously coming to Bane. And
Indeed.
because I found and what else is there? And there's also a film that came out. It's got Ian McGregor in it. It's called was it Jack Boots on Whitehall or something? And basically, one of his tanks features is in that film. I just find the.
So he likes doing like the large scale tanks.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right.
Pretty cool.
I can't use my phone with these gloves on.
Sorry, I can just see in the comments. The John Lure. This is a Midland 10-ton wagon. It was built around 1910, I think. I just sort of thought it'd be good sort of stock to come into soda amongst all the borrowed bits and bobs.
Is that a Midland Road one?
Yeah, I think it's from like 1900 to 1910, something like that.
1 second.
It's on the instructions somewhere.
Oh, I think he's got one the same here, hasn't he?
Blah, 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 blah.
Is it this one?
Looks like it, yeah. It says they were first built in 1893.
Oh, actually, you've got
It's probably a
it
different
is
model.
similar, but one side is different from the other. You got like a kind of a mirror opposite on both ends. Mine's, we have the double timber light.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah.
Yeah. So almost.
It says it's a 10-ton one anyway. They were first built in 1893.
Okay. They're quite nice models actually. I like the old Midland stuff.
Mm.
Right.
Yeah, I just sort of thought I could, paint in Midland livery, and you could serve during the war, and even afterwards, there's like sort of guest stock that comes over the bridge now and then.
Okay. So your track would have like a change of time scale. So, for example, like you change from one era to another. That's what I mean.
I'm sort of interested in modelling from I don't know, the 1850s to 1940 or so. BR doesn't interest me too much, but I just got this kit because it was going cheap on eBay.
Okay.
I think I got about £100 altogether with postage, and they're a bit more pricey on the Slater's site, so that's a pretty good deal, really.
Yeah, I thought so.
It's a complete kit, like the wheels, transfers, everything. So yeah, that's pretty good in my book.
Yeah. What
So-
made you go from out of interest? What made you go from O gauge to? I think you already answered this, but what made you go from O gauge to gauge 3?
There's a company called PDF Models. They 3D print some narrow gauge engines like Kathleen and Dolga and Luke Space's Dixon. So I got one of those on a whim, basically. I sort of thought if I was going to do a Crovan's gate layout, I want the standard gauge to sort of sync up.
Right.
And gauge 3 was the nearest one then, so I went straight past gauge 1.
Nice.
Gauge 3. I didn't know about gauge 3 existed, to be honest, but then as I found out about it, I just I bought some bits and bobs and then carried on. Yeah. I think Pugsy was with gauge 3 the other day and just passingly mentioned it, but as far as I know, I'm the only person in the scale amongst the Thomas lot.
I do remember seeing a lot of experiments you did as well. But I think didn't you try and make a bogey coach with 2 Annie and Clairbout coaches?
Yeah, the body's downstairs at the moment. It's
Okay.
I need to get some bogies. They're actually quite pricey in gauge 3, to be honest.
Yeah.
But on the London, Brighton South Coast, they actually did that with some 6-wheelers. They spliced them together and onto like 48-foot frames.
But they actually.
Yeah, so I was sort of thinking like some absorbed Wellsworth and Sudbury stock could be sort of modernized like that. Just keep it going a bit longer. the only trouble with the Backman stuff is it's really low, so it does look a bit out of place next to a more up to date bogey coach. But a small tank engine or something like that, they look fine.
Okay.
And the Backman stuff's quite cheap if you get it second hand. So Bob's your uncle, basically.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, I think for my garden railway, I mostly just like scratch build all my Thomas stuff. Because I mean, the Thomas I have in my garden railway is just a modified Erdl with Erdl radio controlled Thomas with a Pico motor block on it. But I need to see about getting some new wheels for there because I just found that a Pico actually has a set of wheels for their Mogul engines that which I think I found out somebody actually said that the later Thomas models for display were actually fitted with those wheels. So I thought, well, might as well put those on. So at some stage I'll do that conversion. But I'm waiting for some new side rods though for it.
I'm just taking a sip off. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Make things a bit
He's
easier for you.
back it off. Oh, so he has his scarping.
It's still here.
Oh, damn.
I can still hear you, you sons.
I missed him already.
I can still hear his voice on the wind.
Help me.
I'm not dead.
Come on, boys. There's nothing to
Pressure.
do.
I feel
Hello,
happy.
it's Thomas.
Dear, dear.
Still not listening.
Not listening.
I'm not listening.
Not listening. Never listening.
It's a ghost Russell. Make it stop.
How do you know?
You're a really useful engine driver.
I'm to go.
Who the hell let Thomas the Tank Engine on the stream like the actual Thomas?
I don't know.
I thought it was supposed to be Tom Biddle.
Tom Diddley Willy.
Thank you.
There he is.
Ah, Spider-Man, was you all along?
Can't even see my face. Okay.
It's like what do you call it? Wallace and Gromit when Feathers McGraw reveals himself when he just takes
Oh, yeah.
just takes the rubber glove off. Good grief, it's you! That could be huge laugh. I was like, really? You didn't notice that? It was just
Yeah,
even worse.
it's just a rubber glove.
It's like also in Phoenix and Ferb with Dr. Heinz Doofenshmirtz. You can't tell Perry the Platypus from an ordinary platypus until he puts the hat on. A platypus? Perry the Platypus! Right, I'm pretty much near enough finished. This isn't really usually how things go for me on this corner. I'm pretty much near enough finished this kit ready for pin. So, I'm just gonna go and prime this here just so I can get that ready, and then just try and get these ones ready, I suppose, ready for priming. So,
Be prepared.
Yeah.
I may play music in your absence.
okay. Oh yeah, what was it? What was it? Dan Hornby in the comments was asking, Tom came as Spider-Man. What have you come as, Michael? Are you sure?
Yourself?
What is... Yeah, I came as myself, but
The scariest thing ever,
I was wearing
myself.
I was wearing a dark coat, and yeah, this get up.
Just go to the beginning.
Yeah, just go to the beginning of the stream. Yeah, and I was wearing this hat, but I just took it off a bit there. Yeah,
You don't
So-
want to do it all over again.
yeah.
I'm not playing that.
Before anybody asks, this is just a contact lens that I got as part of a pack. So yeah, I've been modeling with this in my eye. It's easy enough, but
The phantom of the opera is here inside my mind.
anyway, change my camera back again.
I'm just gonna put downstairs a sec.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna go and get this primed anyway. So that makes two of us. So back in a minute.
Don't leave me here with him.
Hi. I'm a lot nicer than you.
Sorry.
I'm a lot nicer than you. Right. I'm
I'm
actually
not trapped.
surprised.
I'm not trapped on this stream with you. You're trapped on this stream with me.
Yeah. Actually, you're the only one who's you're the odd one out. You're the one who's not modelling any trains, as
Yeah,
usual.
nothing railway related.
Yeah. You
I
call
haven't
yourself a
actually done
Gordon?
any railway modelling in years.
Yeah, I noticed that. If you were to, what would you do?
What if I was to do anything railway related?
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
I've been eyeing up the PDF models Alice class Hunslet kit, the 16mm scale one. Just haven't got around to ordering one yet, really.
I'm sorry. I'll turn the sound off 1 second.
Rude.
My fingers actually work this time.
I have use of my fingers.
I've got blisters on my fingers.
I got blisters on me blisters.
I've got.
Really, cat? Really? You won't let out now?
I've got. I've got eczema on my blisters.
There you go. Question from Liam Jackson. Apart from model trains, what Thomas merch do you collect? To be honest, I don't collect anything. The only thing I've got is reach for it. Is this from when we were in Ipper.
Hey!
It's about the only Ertl Thomas thing I kept. It was gold and shiny.
Oh, I haven't got it. Okay, don't worry.
But no, it's mainly because my collecting is largely Transformers and Gundams. If I try and collect anything else, I'm not going to have room.
Do you know, I used to collect the Ertls in their packaging. In the original
All
packaging.
right.
There's one, I don't know if you were here on this stream, but there was one tale when I've ordered the Millennium Thomas.
Oh, the silver one.
Yeah, that's in its original box and everything. And
Yeah.
apparently what the guy did to try and reduce the price of the postage, he wrapped the box around the model.
Yes, I remember he'd bent the card backing on it.
Yeah, and it's still fine. I mean, I had to sort of adjust it slightly, but yeah, it was annoying, but it was fine. But again, I do wonder about the cost of them, because I mean, for example, right now they're worth something about. I bought a City of Churro for about £20. I wonder how long does it have to be before it actually starts to really get.
Like how long it's going to take for the prices to really go up.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose they're just going to keep going up in time. I mean, you know, if you look at like some of the really early Ertl stuff, that's probably going for quite a bit, especially if it's in like mint condition.
Yeah. I bought a 1987 Henry with a sticker face.
Yeah.
I bought that for £17, and that was about
17.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was about 11 years ago. Never been opened. Still in its box. It's got the sticker face from the book illustration.
Yeah.
And yeah, it might be worth a little bit more now, but I'm probably going to wait till another 20 or 30 years.
Wait a bit before you decide to do anything with it.
Yeah. Or I might not say it at all, I never know. They're just nice to look at, really.
I think every sticker face I owned from a kid, they all fell off. I think in the end.
They do.
I'm not sure where they
Yeah,
are, but they're all battered as hell.
Yeah, it's when I showed it on a stream before. It's about the only Earth I've still got is my Edward, and I actually found its face.
Oh wow. My friend's daughter gave me this.
Oh, little Oliver.
Yeah. She was like, "Would you like it?" I was just like, "Okay, yeah, thank you."
Oh, go on then. Remember, actually, I'd when I was little, I had two Ertl Olivers. One of them, someone else had like scuffed it up and chipped all the paint. So I went back and sort of painted it to look like scrap one.
Yeah.
Don't know what happened to it though. I think that's been lost to the sands of time.
I'm just going to answer some questions. There's one good question earlier. So Tank Engine Fan 01 Game says, how do you do the little small details on your models? So how do you do the so if it,
As in, how do you do like the really small details on your models?
yeah.
Model larger.
Well, I just put
Kind of
Model
bigger
larger
scale.
scale. Model on a bigger scale.
well, I've just put these rims on my buffers using the Spider-Man gloves, so which I forgot to put on before I started painting, but probably still works.
Well, for the really tiny stuff, I've got one of these. Got like clamps on it and a magnifying glass.
Oh,
So
yeah.
actually, yeah, that'll show up quite well on the camera there. That magnifies it.
Yeah.
I guess it depends what sort of detailing you do, because you paint your figurines as well, don't you?
Yeah.
See, I'm not. I've got a friend who does that for me.
Have a quick, hang on, let's put this one under the magnifying glass, see how well it looks. If it will show up. There we go. Line it up. Line it up. Come on. There we go. So you can just about see the detail in that.
Yeah.
And it is often a case of you need the right brushes and the right tools to get it that small.
Do you sort of spread over the lighter coat first, then sort of colour in the dark bits individually afterwards, or?
Yeah, it starts off with like a dark base coat and then work up through like the highlighting layers and all that. So, for example, that's the size of my fine detail brush.
Wow. I always find you have to buy them brand new every time you use them, because they lose their fineness after every use.
Some can, yeah. If you get like if you get like some of the more higher end ones, and just use like brush restorer on them, they do last quite a while.
What's I going to do?
I'm just currently working on. Whilst I'm waiting for that thing to dry off, I'm actually working on some wagons here, which I'm making. So I made a copy of these old Pico wonderful wagon kits, which I took one and I modified it. I modified the design so it reflects like whatever wagon I want made. So, which is what I also done for the Farquhar trucks as well, which I have replacements made up for. Let me see. Dan Horby's asking, what's the rarest piece of Thomas items you have and cherish the most? Props don't count, but if you do have props, what props do you have?
Ooh, the rarest thing I've got. It's probably that Earl Henry from 1987 I've got. That's in its packaging.
think I don't know. Are the Ertl tugs, like if they're mint in box, is that rarer than the gold Thomas?
Well, it's not Thomas.
Sorry?
It's not Thomas.
Well, it's sort of thinking, sort of Ertl in general, or sort of Thomas
Oh, yeah.
and tugs.
That's what I'm just winding up, mate. Don't worry. Yeah.
But if we're saying yes, strictly Thomas, then that is literally the only thing I've got.
That's quite rare thing.
I'd imagine one in its box is quite rare.
Yes, and I've got one.
You've got a silver one.
I've got
I've
one.
got both.
I've got one still- I've got
Look
one
at you!
Still in its box. I think it's not really a thing. I only got this a while back actually.
Out of interest, Steve. The 4F that you gave me, I remember you said you cut the coal load out. What was the reason here?
Sorry, were you speaking to me?
Yeah. You said you said you cut the coal out. I just wondered what the reason was for it.
Yeah. It was sorry, the sound's got a bit funny. It was mold coal. Yeah, it didn't look very good. So I just sort of drilled the corners out and used a jeweler's saw to get the rest out.
Okay.
Filed it down. The idea was I was going to plug a coal tray into it, and it would just sit on top of and inside like a RC controller or something.
Okay.
Just basically mold the coal doesn't look very good in my eye, especially in the larger scales. So I thought, yeah, just crush a bit of real coal and sprinkle it on top.
Oh, okay.
Like even in double O, it's kind of different in my opinion.
So essentially, put some real coal in it to make it a little bit more realistic.
Yeah, basically, if you cut a bit of plastic card and make a little sort of makeshift tray with an angle unit or something like it, and just glue a bit of coal. It's very effective. So.
But for now, it's a toy holder.
It's out of gauge though.
I'll go remember that.
Or
Blue
is
Meanie.
it?
The blue minis.
I need to rewatch that film again. This is quite good.
Yeah.
It could be
What's
tough.
ironic?
You could be
What's
tough
ironic?
it could be tough on a Saturday night, and it's only Thursday.
What's quite ironic, actually, is that Michael Angelis's brother, Paul Angelis, did the voice of this guy.
All right.
Yeah, he was the Chief Blue Mini, and he's also Ringo in the cartoon, which is strange.
Right. I was just going to show here. They were asking what's the Thomas M I cherish. Yeah, it's actually this here. I only got this a while back, a couple of months back. But this is actually because I actually did own this as a kid, but I lost it. I think come near the millennium, and it's actually my favorite. It was actually my favorite VHS tape out of the whole Thomas collection I had.
Yeah.
And it was actually one of two that I actually grew up with because before my collection grew and before I fully started to develop my Thomas enthusiasm, I had this and the Thomas and the Breakdown Train VHSs were like the only ones I had, but this one was the best one in my opinion from the two of them because the stories were the perfect choice out there. I loved the way it was filmed. I loved the music, and for me personally, I just felt like this was the perfect series, like for me to feel comfortable with, to watch Thomas with, and to this day I still enjoy to this day.
Yeah,
so
it's quite funny because I was looking at the Thomas Comes to Breakfast Wikipedia page, and it said in trivia it's Michael White's favorite episode.
Well, yeah, that's because somebody asked me like before when I joined, when it was revealed I was working for the show. They said, "Oh, what do you want to say on your Wikipedia page? What's your favorite episode?" And I was like, "Thomas Comes to Breakfast." And he's like, "Yeah, okay." Also here. Also, people said there was a question there about what props do we have. I do have some sort of a Thomas prop, but it's not really much, really. But it's these aren't painted though, so these are actually copies of the faces used on the TV series.
Oh, cool.
Oh yeah.
So these are spare ones that were made. So I was given these here, and I thought, I'm not gonna. Well, you can't really see them all that well. Hang on a sec. That's better.
There you go.
Try and turn the light away. Yeah. Hang on, the light keeps reflecting off something.
Are they season 2 ones or?
No, they're just all just basic. Like, well, I think this one here is season 2 based. But the other two, I think that they're both series 1 type ones. But they're not. Like I said, they're not painted though. But they're just spares.
Yeah.
So I have no plans of making any props out there. So I just thought the best way to do it there is to actually just put them in a frame and say who they are, and that's pretty much it really. So. Yeah, I have these in my display case there, and I do have a few more Thomas faces though, but they're more or less just like, again, copies of these here or spares that weren't used in the TV series. So I'm gonna try and get. My aim is to try and get more of Thomas's faces and put them onto like this here, put them into like a display frame and hang up in my office and just have a. I think this was an idea that was given to me by then series producer Amy Q. So it's just get old Thomas's faces there, put him into the display frame, and then just have a sign at the bottom saying the many faces of Thomas, and maybe have like that promo image from series 2, maybe just accompany that there. So that's kind of what my aim is for the moment here. That's what I'm gonna have a try and do. So
You could do a sort of collage like the many faces of John Malkovich, just like
something like that. Yeah. But that's my aim to do here. So like I don't know. I've no interest of doing proper recreations though. I do have I do have an order for the Cool Props Thomas, which I'm just getting for the sake of just displaying purposely. So I'm not gonna convert it or anything like that. There's just for display purposes only. So yeah, so back to this.
I do wonder how many people are who've ordered that Cool Props Thomas are gonna try and motorize it.
Yeah, I don't know if they should actually, because I mean, as for all I know, I don't know what way there is for room for that thing, or whether they really want to motorize it. Because I mean, for the cost of it, let alone it's just it's going to be very very challenging to do.
It's cheaper to make a replica, I think.
Yeah, because I mean, I might as well just show this here, because I was going to keep this as a surprise at some stage, but I thought, do you know what? It's nobody else is. Pretty much everybody else might know what it is. So during this, oh shit, dropped a few things. During the summer, I've been actually working on this here, just as a side project for. This is mostly just to have my garden railway.
Oh,
so.
nice.
I did this on my 3D printer, and I asked a friend there to see if he can send me the files for it. So yeah, this is just a standard Thomas not there frame. I did get the wee acrylic beads. That you can't really see that there. That light is so bright. I never expected that to be so bright there, but yeah, there's the acrylic beads there for the eyes.
Oh yeah.
So.
Is that a gauge 1, Thomas?
Yeah, it's gauge 1. Yeah, I'm going to see if I might see if this can fit onto a Pico chassis. I know people saying why can't you get a Marklin one out there? People are buying all the Marklin ones already and modifying the chassis. So I thought just get something that's already prepped and out there. And I thought, yeah, probably the best way to do it.
Yeah, I've been hearing that getting hold of original Marklin stuff now is getting rather difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the last 3 years, there's been loads of replicas. It's actually quite amazing. But it's quite funny, nothing really happened much before that.
Yeah.
I'm giving them a time back.
See, because I've actually, there's some parts in this here that, I sometimes thought, well, I'll do my own thing here for this build here, not actually follow, traditional Thomas prop builds and all that. For example, I have followed the same principles, getting the 10mm buffers, which that was easy enough. But for the sake of the couplings, these aren't actually Marklin ones. Apparently, the original ones, Thomas has used Marklin couplings, but these ones are actually from a Gauge 1 engineering company because it was going to be the Mark and I were looking 50 quid for a pack of 10 of these couplings. I thought, you know what, well, how much is this company looking for these ones here? Oh, £7 just for this one pair. And I thought, yep, that's enough for me. That'll do me fine. So I've got the lamp. Yeah, I'm actually.
That's great. That's the main
Yeah,
thing.
I've got the wee things there for the lamp irons, the model boat handrail thing. So at some stage I'll get them fitted onto here. I might redo this body again because I'm not sure whether it works or not. I'm still debating on it there. I've got the paint and all for it there, but again, I'm just still thinking about what to do. We'll see. Yeah. But like I said, this is only for like my garden railway really. So as a spare for my other gauge one, Thomas.
Did you print them out to do the final go? Like the top piece there?
Sorry, what was that?
With your G1 print there, is the base all one piece or is it like two halves joined up? The running plate and
the running plate. It's actually one piece. The file I actually got for it there, it was quite tricky to print on the printer, so I had to get that. I had to send that off to Shapeways to get that made up.
okay.
Just get it on their WSIF print. So
Yeah, it's really hard actually. It takes a bit of sanding, but it's almost bomb proof, like up to a point.
mind you, it does take paint very well.
Yeah, I got his tender here last Christmas. That's Worcester as well.
Oh, nice.
wow.
It's pretty hard actually.
Sweet.
Bang bang.
It's pretty hard.
It's a Worcester.
The upscale.
Yeah, he upscaled it from his 4mm model basically. I think he's done it for 7. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, no, he was good as gold. He upscaled it over a couple of hours and thinned down what he could. Altogether, it costs with the frames as well. It cost about 500, I think, altogether. Quite a bit, but I would never do this with brass or plasticard. I would never get around to it. I think I can do a Fowler tender because that's quite straightforward. But like with the flares and everything else, I just can't see myself doing it. Yeah, with the chassis here, it's all sort of rigid, but I've tried to introduce some rocking. If you can see it.
Yeah.
I basically sort of cut away the balance on the sides here, and sorry.
Yeah.
So the wheels can rock basically, and the center
Okay.
the center one's rigid, so it holds the body, stop it swaying to one side or the other. So in theory, it can run over some obstruction on the track without derailing or bumping too badly.
Yeah, because my repath model of Thomas actually has that system fitted into there, and it runs very well. I've got to try and get my model of Percy and all sorted out there because I bought one of Gavin's Percy models just to use as a spare model for. In fact, I actually bought the cover for my old Bachmann Percy modified Percy because to be honest, I think my attempts at scratch building the old Larco kit version of Percy, I can only do so much to try and make it look as best as I could. And I thought, well, you know what, the 3D print version is just it's a lot more better. It's more closer, so I thought just do that.
How much did that Larco one go for eBay a couple months ago, wasn't it? That was
that went for about I think as far as I remember, it went for about 57 quid or more.
Yeah, that's the first one I've ever seen for sale.
Yeah.
But it was quite damaged as well. Like it wasn't a pristine kit at all.
No, it was just. I mean, people just messaged me saying like, hey, you should really buy this. I was like, well, I don't know really. I mean, is it really worth it me buying? Because I think
but that's about it really.
Yeah, because I mean, if I was going to buy it, what was I going to do? I mean, I wasn't going to do anything with it.
Well, like I said, just use it for like a reference for the dimensions and stuff, and then make a 3D print of it or try and replicate it with Scratch. But that's about what you could do with it, really.
So
Yeah.
Scrap Percy, like in the that's Stephanie illustration.
Yeah.
With the torch cover. Thank you, Percy. That'll do.
Dan's asking how Toby is. Toby's fine. He's still in the same condition as he was last time here. But next week's Modelers Corner, we're going to be doing the second. Hopefully, going to see about doing the second part of the Toby build because the brass sheet to make up the side plates has arrived. So we'll see if we can do another Modelers Corner solo stream on that. If that's okay with you guys.
No.
No. Okay. Oh well.
There's always one.
Always one.
yeah, it's interesting seeing the. I was thinking that the other day. The LBSC Green Thomas, seeing that in the TV series Disguise. Really?
Well, the Top Props one.
Yeah, Top Rocks. Yeah, just reading the comment by. But then.
Yeah, that's quite weird actually. It is quite cool they made it though. It's quite a fun thing.
It's like the
The
fact
one
is
thing, the one thing that's actually got me quite surprised is that with that livery version of Thomas there, it actually has the same face masks that the one with Vanny and Clarabelle comes with. But when you get Thomas on his own, like you only get 2 face masks.
Yeah, that's a bit of a sticker that is.
Yeah. The thing, if you get Thomas on his own, you actually get a face mask that you get a different type of face mask compared to the other one. So that's a bit of a.
I thought it was the same 3. Okay.
I think it's a bit like you've got to buy each different Thomas just so you can get different faces.
Yeah. But then we've got like what do you call them, cool dudes on Shapeways, so
Yeah.
probably get some.
Got loads of people we can talk to. If you want something better.
Yeah, and they do look good though. Those replicas. I'm half tempted to get Bill and Ben. I want to see if they come separately or just as one sort of pair.
I think they come as one actually. You get both of them because twins and all that there.
I haven't seen them announce a price or like for sale yet. It's just the Thomas and Annie and stuff. So Bill and Ben is still coming soon, as far as I know. But I might get because I'm engaged free. Like the interest isn't really there. But Bill and Ben do look good.
They do. One thing I found quite strange is why Bill and Ben? Why not? Why just Thomas and Bill and Ben? Why not
Percy or anything?
Yeah.
We'll probably get around to them afterwards. They're probably just like testing water and see how they do. Like the teal one is that 1,000? Isn't it limited to 1,000?
I think so. Yeah.
The 70th anniversary one. Yeah. I imagine those will sell out. Like.
I think they're all. I think.
Those sort of fly off. They'll probably carry on with a few others.
Oh no! Sorry. Sorry, my thing got stuck. My I'm just super gluing something down. Hang on.
I've lost the Yoo-hoo glue from my.
I'm making what I'm doing. What I was going to try and do was I'm building up this Parkside axle box, but for some reason they have it so you can build it individually. So what I mean is like you can put the lid over the cover.
Yeah.
Over the So what I was thinking of doing is building it in just one piece and then making the silicone mold for it.
Okay.
Because I know I'm going to need more of these for other projects, and it do cost quite a bit because the ones in particular I wanted, they came with a set of W irons. The whole thing cost about £14. So what I try and do instead is I cheated. So I started to cast them.
Yeah, I seen some of your casts. They do actually look pretty good. Like you did that pier recently, didn't you? And I see you do those things as well.
And
they do
on this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fair play. Well, from what I can see anyway.
Just makes it easier and quicker. But I always get quite anxious when I'm making replicas of other people's kits because I'm thinking, oh, will they find out? And do they think I'm trying to rip them off or something? Or do they think I'm trying to sell their product on their back?
I think it's
No,
usually more of an issue if you're actually like actively selling your casts.
Yeah, which I wouldn't. I mean, that's just something I made. I wouldn't do it.
Yeah. What was it? There was some. I think this was probably like an old April Fool's joke or something that came online, but I think it was something about a Thomas fan got sued by Hit Entertainment for actually modelling Thomas for his model railway.
Okay.
Huh.
Like I said, I thought it was. I think this was part of an April Fool's joke or something rather from way back, but yeah, there was like some big debate and all as to like why is it illegal? Why is it illegal for people to actually make replicas of like characters that are actually not available to model for them?
Which is funny because my club, they have a Thomas layout,
Yeah.
and what you do is you pay to have a go at driving the train, and they've been doing that for as long as longer than I've been alive. If that makes sense. So it's like, I probably shouldn't have said that now, shouldn't I?
Getting them in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, just all the back payments. They're thinking, yes.
Yeah, Mike, please do repeat this. In fact, stop recording.
Well, I know. What was it when all these steam railways that were doing their Thomas events, rather than this was like when it was just a case of just put an engine on, just put a face on the engine, and you can do a Thomas event, and then they changed that.
Yeah.
I know that a few model railway shows that had layouts just for Thomas characters had to do the same as well. Like if they were putting on a Thomas specific layout, there were like limitations put in place.
Right. What was it? There was a funny thing I saw on Facebook the other day. Christian Green posted this, where he was talking about on some steam railways when they're not doing Thomas events, like the Midlands Railway.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, whenever Thomas is not being Thomas, they actually have a sort of a code name for the engine. So if children say, "Oh, it's Thomas," the crew just says, "No, that's not Thomas." Well, who is he then? If it's not Thomas, that's Dave. We call him Dave.
It's Dave the Tank Engine.
What, Dave?
Do you hear that, Gaudry? You got an engine named after you at last.
That's going to be a joke somewhere in future videos.
We have the same thing in my
Somewhere called Dave.
we have the same thing at my club. We've got this engine that's made to look like Toby the Trap, like Toby.
Yeah.
What we call it? It's got a name. It's got number 7 on it, but it's got a nameplate. It says Little Pete the Trap Engine. Because it's named after a guy, one of the club members who is called Little Pete.
All right.
And he, funny enough, actually runs the Thomas layout. So
Oh, that's good. Henry Saget. Oh yeah, that's just Dave. He's pretty cool.
the old Magandhi train site gets sued by Hit and don't know because they weren't selling it. I don't think.
Okay.
But that we unfortunately I've not played trains since 2010, so I wouldn't be able to. I'm not really keeping track of it. To be honest.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat as you because I mean, yeah, I haven't played trains for like years. I mean, I did buy Trains a New Era for my Mac there a while back, but yeah, I didn't really go any further than that actually. So I think I've just deleted it off my software because it was just taking up too much space. But who knows? I might go back into it again because I know I did a wee test film of it at one stage though, but yeah, just lost interest very quickly.
I used to be Sean O'Connor's tester, if it makes sense. So whenever it makes something for trains, whether it be like an engine shed or an engine,
Yeah.
I would be the one testing it out in the very beginning. I do miss like, because I would run that, but basically I'll just run them with like the faces and just pretend it's like a preserved railway.
Yeah.
Like pretend I'm playing with Dave kind of thing, and just
Diet with Dave.
everyone needs a Dave.
What was that? What's that YouTube series? I think it's still there. Called Dave. Is it called Dave the Tank Engine? Where this little horny Caledonian loco is like has
Oh,
a
yeah,
little
I know.
weird face on it there, and he only communicates in weird gibberish. So like the controller saying, "Dave, I want you to go and sort this out." Parp, said Dave.
Arf.
Isn't that
That sounds familiar. I'll have to look it up.
that sounds like Thomas's friend Dave, where it's like this little, like the little Caledonian tank
Yeah.
engine, but it's like it's got a smoke generator.
Yeah, that's the one. It's always towing this little van.
Yeah,
to
and his
hold the batteries.
girlfriend's a Pania.
Yeah, that's the one.
I love the music in that.
Right, maybe I should. No, funny enough, actually, that guy's channel actually did provide some very helpful information about how to get better smoke from the old Triang smoke generators.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he just says wire two resistors in parallel to each other, and you actually get like brilliant smoke coming out without having to speed up the engine.
Okay.
So I don't know if that would I don't know if that would work with smoke generators, but I don't know. Might burn them out.
Yeah, because I know the locos you're on about. I've got somewhere an old Triang pannier with a smoke unit in it, but to get any amount of smoke out of it, you have to run it like a Formula One car.
Yeah.
I think it's the same kind of. It's the same.
A little tank. It doesn't look too good.
One thing's quite funny was I bought this really cheap train set like a few years ago in Japan, and it had one of these. It had the same sort of smoke generator. But then, when you turn it on, it just puffs smoke as it's running along.
Yeah.
It's one of those like those dark side type trains, and it's actually really good. And it's kind of similar. I think the mechanism is quite similar to what they did with Thomas. They had a pump installed on the inside, and as it runs along, the gears that attach to the wheels, puff the smoke out. Yeah.
Have any of you guys seen that the Hornby Mallard? I think they released it a year or two ago now. I think it was Mallard. It's one of the sort of A4s. It had a sort of tank in the tender, and steam came out of the chimney. It was about £400, I think.
Oh, which one's it?
Was that like the live steam one?
Yeah, it was. It wasn't. I think it was still battery operated, as far as I know.
All right.
But they had like a tank in the tender for a bit of water or steam to generate, and it would carry on through to the engine and go to the chimney. It did look quite good in the video. She didn't have to run it like he was doing the record run or anything. But then again, it was £40 for a 00 model. So.
Well, yeah, I've actually got the Hornby Live Steam Flying Scotsman.
Really?
This was the Mallard, I think, or something like it. But
okay.
the old one James May was showing off a while ago from the 80s. Is that the one you mean, Flying Scotsman? Sorry, I'm speaking 100 miles an hour here.
You mean the Flying Scotsman with realistic truffing sound?
Yeah, I seen James May sort of plug it a few times.
I actually want to do that. I was actually thinking to test it out. I'll probably put the same thing in this.
Yeah, well, you've got a bit more space in that, so yeah. Like there's arse load of room there actually. So you can fit something there, I'm sure.
I was thinking, because it's actually quite a simple way of doing that. I'm surprised they stopped doing it, because it's just a rod attached to the axle, and it's just rubbing against a piece of brass sticking underneath it.
Is that it?
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
Oh.
I think the Hornby B12 had that as well.
Yeah, the Hornby B12 had that. But I've got B12 actually does actually have that. Hang on a sec.
Yes. Ryan Scott with realistic chuffing sound.
Chuff, 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 chuff.
I love James May.
Yeah, this is
We all do
one
it,
that
right?
was from a model railway club there.
Just imagining a like an OO model, and instead of the actual noise, it just goes. Toof, 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 toof.
Yeah, I'll see if I can. Down here.
If they did a Gordon version, they should go. Poop, 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 poop.
See, that sounds perfect. That actually sounds better than I think the DCC sounds. Personally.
Yeah, personally, I think with the it sounds better on the Flying Scotsman one because it's actually a lot more. What's the best way to describe it there? The tender on that there amplifies the sound a bit more better. Just makes it just
Yeah,
makes
you
it
can get
sound a bit
that
more- sounds more
tiny
louder.
bit more reverb inside the tender.
Yeah.
The trouble with sort of DC sound in Double O is the speakers are so small. It's, they can't really sort of generate enough sound for the chuff.
Actually,
No.
I got this the other
It's
day.
better for
Actually.
diesel. But yeah, there are the sort of more boom you can get. Obviously.
Right, I bought this the other day from eBay. It's like one of these very, very basic steam train type things. And I don't. I think I might do it. I might put this onto maybe because it's my nephew's birthday coming up very soon here, and I'm gonna try and do him a Thomas layout of some sort for his wee trains, for his wee Tommy trains.
Oh.
And I thought this would be nice to actually have like Thomas chuffing noise. Like, well, it's not gonna have like actual Thomas chuffing out there, but steam train noise. So yeah, you can get these off eBay or you can buy them in a kit version. But yeah, put a 9mm battery in there. I'll just put the lid on here. I'll put the lid on this here because it's quite loud.
Doesn't Bachman make a Thomas with chuffing sound now?
Yeah. So
And his actual whistle.
yeah, right. This is just a very basic train noise, just so you know. But yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, I see what you mean by basic. It's still good. Yeah, you can just about hear it. Or make out with.
Yeah. And this is how the whistle sounds. It's a very basic one. It sounds like the Walton Grommet train.
Yeah. When did trains go beep?
To be honest, I thought
Really
you
nice. I bet you'll love that.
Yeah. Don't know how it'll last though, but I'll try and get the same made up for him at some stage because I need to get the wood to make up the base, make the baseboard and all for it.
Yeah.
So I'll try and get it run up to either the wood board or B&Q.
Well, he's lucky, mate. He's got the writer of Thomas and also an uncle building the layout,
Yeah. So.
If that was me, I'd have wet myself with excitement. You know what I mean? Well, I've not wet myself, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I get you. Right, that's one of many wagons that still has to be made up here. So it doesn't look all that good though, but it's good enough, I suppose. But I'll see what I can do with the others here. Right, that building should be dry by now here, so I'll just see what way it is. And, get the assembled.
Tom, by the way, how much can that loco pull?
Oh, sorry.
How much can that 4F actually pull, or 3F? That's 4F, isn't it?
How much can it pull?
Tom, now, how much can the 4F pull? That's Lima one.
It kind of varies. I mean, sorry. If you go on my Twitter, there's actually a video where it's pulling a goods train. Because what I did was I made a temporary coupling. Because obviously their coupling system is very different to the regular hook and chain one. So what I did was I made it. I got a hook, and it seemed to pull about 7 or 8 wagons.
Okay.
Quite easily, actually. I mean, well, it was a bit tricky around corners.
If they're tight, yeah, I found that with the Bachmann G engines, but you can put a bit of weight on them, and that improves them quite a lot.
Yeah.
But then it puts more strain on the motor, so I don't know how long that would last in the long run. But it did make a big difference just putting a kilogram weight on top. It might be worth trying. I was just amazed how smoothly around, to be honest. I never got to fire it up because I didn't have any 7mm track.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm well happy seeing it run so well.
Look at mind. I'm doing a review on it.
Okay.
Because I was going to start doing this new channel where I don't really buy off the shelf models, but if I was going to start reviewing them. So I've already got the footage for the 4F, and I've got the footage for my R8. And I plan to sort of do more if I buy anything else. Like, for example, I might buy another tank engine or some coaches.
Yeah.
And review them. But I mean, it depends. While we're on the subject, what would you think that would be a fair kind of review on models? Would you think would it be? Because all I did was basically just couple up to a wagon. I didn't sort of mark out how much weight it could take. If it makes sense.
If you do a couple of curves, like a various sort of severity, because you've got realistic curves, you've got layout curves, and you can do a slight gradient, perhaps.
How interesting.
Yeah.
Also, maybe see how it handles a lot of point work.
Yeah, that's true.
I haven't got any.
Buy some.
There are no points.
Then get some.
They're really expensive though. They're like 40 or 50 quid a piece.
Ouch.
Yeah, like a diamond.
Actually, what Ben just said there actually reminds me of what my nephew actually did say one time, because he's one of these weird habits that he does is that he actually takes the batteries out of all his Thomas trains and just leaves them, just collects them, put them in the corner somewhere, and then he just demands more batteries to run his trains on.
Okay.
But when he has batteries in the trains, he just lets the trains run and he just leaves them running until the batteries wear out. So he goes for about a packet of batteries a day, let's just say.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's all for the same engine. So, but there was one day when he used up every battery that we had that could fit those trains. He said to my mum, he says I want more batteries, but we haven't got any more batteries. You've used them all up there. There are no batteries left. And then, to which point he then snapped and he just went, then go get some then. Go buy some. He's only two. He's only 2 years old. Like.
That's amazing. Oh, that's amazing.
I'll take the remote and stuff, just on the side.
But then he hasn't actually also registered the fact when I say oh don't do that there, it's an old train. He would just say, he doesn't understand the concept of not working anymore or broken. He doesn't understand that concept. So
my friend's son, when he was taken to a train club.
Yeah.
He was only about 5 or 6. I think no, 4 or 5. And I asked him a question. So do you like Thomas Tank Engine and all that kind of thing? He goes, no, I don't like pretend trains.
Thomas is real.
I thought, that kid's so awesome.
What are you on about?
It's like the coolest thing kids ever said. You know what I mean?
Oh, to do that, I have to quote Sam from the Train Now Star when they did the review of Thomas and the Magic Railroad. Sam just basically saying, "I'm sorry, no, Thomas is in the real world." That makes me sound like a complete drug addict.
Right. So,
Thomas is in the real world. Shine Time is ruled by a bunch of F giants.
Thomas is real. I saw his brother Dave at the Hands Railway.
Actually, that's what Sam actually said. Like, you know,
Yeah, Dave says
do.
it's real.
Actually, that's what Sam actually says in the video. He just says Thomas is in the real world. I know because I saw him at the Midhands when I was 5 years old. Someday I would love to go to a day with Thomas event. I've never been to one.
No, same.
Well, actually, I actually do remember. I said this once to a group of Thomas fans in a group call, either on Discord or Skype or whatever. I just openly said I've never been to a day with Thomas event, and everybody went, "What? You've never been to one?" I was like, and they were like, "Why have you never been to one?" It's like they're like so cool, like, and I just says, "But we don't have them in Northern Ireland. We don't have any steam engines that resembles Thomas." And they're like, "But you do have steam engines, don't you?" And I was like, "Yeah, but only so much. We've only got like a few working."
None of them look like Thomas.
Yeah, none of them looks like Thomas. Though we do have an engine that actually has a number that's in the same font as like a Thomas engine.
We know the mid-hands Thomas, the J90, is it the austerity? That's been to Germany.
Austerity, I think.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
It's been, yeah, I sent some pictures. They actually have a Thomas event over there and they send it to Germany, apparently.
Blimey. Oh, you know.
Have you seen that Japanese Thomas and James? The ones look nothing like the bases.
Yeah.
Don't say that.
They're funny as well.
Yeah, they're trying.
Yeah.
Oh, they seem to please the crowd, but it's just so funny. They would think that's what we're going to build Thomas into. That'll do.
Yeah.
But I know there is a real life Thomas, like, because you know a real life Thomas does exist, and if you want to find it, go to the Neen Valley Railway.
It's just unfortunate. It didn't answer back when I asked how it was.
That's where the real Thomas lives.
I've had some lovely memories of going to Thomas events as a kid.
Look at you.
Just rubbing your face there, Mike. But yeah.
Very appreciative.
There was one time when it wasn't a Thomas event, but Thomas was just left outside. It was the 3F. I think it was the Llangollen one. And I got so excited I went inside the cab and I tried to stop my brother getting inside.
Right.
So I would go, like, you know, he would try to climb one end. I would just close the door, and then he'd run round the side onto the other side, and I closed that door as well. And he,
Nobody told me there was doors on this side.
I'm like, it's mine.
Thomas doesn't like you.
Yeah. It's like, go find a Percy or something. You look like Percy.
Less cares about the head squares every day.
What's actually quite funny was there's one. My first Thomas event was the Mid Hands, and that had James running. And my second event was when it was going to Didcot, and obviously, and I remember thinking actually how different everything was. Like the Thomas was different. All the engines were green. At one point, I asked, "Where's James?" And we found him, but it was the scrap loco.
Jeez.
And I was like, and like, you know, just like, and which is now the Saint.
Right.
they put a big face on it. I kept thinking, why is it all rusty and all that?
What have you done to him?
Why is he smiling?
He's not splendid.
You can't,
Yeah, let's see
can't
some
scrap
comments.
James.
Dave wouldn't lie about that. He's too cool. Yeah.
No, Dave understands our needs.
Langoku.
Dave knows.
No,
He
that's not fair.
always knows.
So the Isle of Man had what? John Lennon?
Thomas, I think, is it?
Oh, okay.
I can't think of the other man one.
I was at
Oh,
the
they did,
Alman-
didn't they?
I was at the Alman last year, so
I remember they had those stamps by Owen Bell, I think, in the 90s, but I can't remember actually a Thomas conversion.
Oh, yes, I remember the
Yeah.
stamps. You can still buy them on eBay, I think.
Yeah, they're still going. They're not that expensive, to be honest. There's quite a lot of them, I think.
might buy one.
Right. Okay. What I'm doing now, I'm putting the. I always forget how far away my camera is, how far away I am from the camera. Hang on. So I've made these axle boxes. You're not really going to see those, but I've just made 4. So what I'm going to do now, I'm putting them in this box here, which I'm going to fill with silicone,
Right.
and then make as many copies later on as I like.
I'm using that to make a mold.
Yeah. I love these little tiny these little plastic container boxes. Look at this. They are the perfect for mold making.
Mm.
In fact, I've still got a casting to do here. Hang on, here's one. Got to make I've got to do one for a cow.
Very sort of energetically posed.
Yes.
Just dropping
when
one.
the cow's been, it's been in this box all this time.
I'm going to market today.
Because what I'm doing is
A little too happy at that prospect.
Never seen an
Oh, sorry,
animal
the
decide to go to market.
Ooh.
Only a cow.
Joe. Go ahead.
Trader.
The cow just laughed at him.
I found that something quite interesting actually.
Stupid
day.
product placements. That was one of the that used to be one of the weirdest adverts used to freak me out as a kid. The laughing cow cheese products. I was like, why is this cow? What is it that this cow finds so amusing?
Yeah.
We never find out why this cow is laughing. It's like, is it because has she got like some sort of a laughing disease, like your man, in the recent the recent Joker film?
Oh.
It's a condition. I have a card.
Yeah, it was a really loud laugh at right at the end of the advert, wasn't it? So I remember.
Like, why are you laughing? We're just taking milk off you.
That's not milk.
I'm probably going to eat you later on.
It's only a chav.
I was reading. I think I was reading that last week, wasn't I?
So go on.
Well, I was reading the one of the Tales of Never Railway stories online there, and one of them was called Chavs.
I found out something quite interesting actually. Recently, I gave this kit I've been making this 4-plank wagon. It's from Cooper Craft. But what I found out was actually they used this, the model makers from Series 4 Thomas. They actually used Coopercraft to actually make the wagons, the narrow gauge logos.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was just given the underframes, so I'm not going to use them because it's just little stringy bits of plastic. I gave them to Tom Jedski.
All right.
It's quite funny because I nearly threw them away as well. Apparently they used
Well, that's
and they used to apparently make the buffers and the underframes for some of the narrow gauge wagons. Yeah.
That's interesting. Huh?
Thank God he got in contact with them.
Is he put them to good use yet? Or I haven't seen much from him for a while.
I've sent them to him.
Yeah, but has he done anything with them since, or was it just like the other day?
Oh, sorry, it was literally after the stream.
No,
So
he was
was
asking, no, he was asking Tom, have you heard much from Tom Jensky?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's got them. We spoke quite recently. We talked because we went to Poland last year.
Oh,
Okay.
Went to do this. I can't say too much about it. We did the Walton experience.
What experience? Sorry.
Yeah, I posted some of the videos on Twitter. And
So, what did you say? The what experience?
it's called the I can't pronounce it. The Walton, because that's the name of the town.
Okay.
Because over there they still have steam trains on the national network. It's the only place in Europe that has a fully working steam loco, like ticking passenger trains.
Yeah, I did hear about it a while ago, but yeah, that does sound cool actually.
Yeah,
It's a fair
So,
distance, isn't it?
it goes about we did 30 miles one way, then 30 miles back.
Yeah, well, that's sort of double most reserve railways, I guess. What else?
It's fantastic. It was definitely worth going. We even went with Christian Green. He just happened to. It was weird. He's just coincidentally going on the same week we were going, and so we it became a party, you know. Yeah, a stiff party.
Over here, over here.
Who's got the balloons? Yeah, I mean, if you got to see, if you want to, Walton's definitely worth experiencing because it felt like British Railways during 1960s because you had the steam, the operational steam, you had the scrap locos along, it lined up in sidings, you had it running alongside modern electric trains, and yeah. And you had the roundhouse next to the modern world. It was fantastic.
Definitely.
Right now,
What sort of size engines they have? Like, are they huge ones, or are they comparable to ours?
they're quite cute. They are huge. Yeah, I can't pronounce it, but what we drove was their equivalent to our equipment. So start again. It's the Prairie.
Yeah.
The wheel arrangement, all that kind of thing. Okay, so what I'm doing here, I'm just going to do a 2-part mold. Now, I use DWR plastics. And I'm just going to put I know what I'm doing with these 2 plastic cups. I'm going to measure out roughly, it has to be exactly the same amount. I don't know if I've explained that properly. A bit a long day. Yeah, let's just make sure it's all the
Was
same.
that a 1-to-1 ratio material, or?
Yeah, basically. So once it's all molded together, it fuses, and that's a shame, not me.
Are you sure about that?
Are you sure about that? We're actually making jokes because the engines over there, they're very similar to the German one, which probably sounds a bit naive, but I was sort of saying that if we were to somehow buy a couple of the scrap locos, we might try and build a standard gauge TV model of Thomas.
That would be quite a lot of work, I think.
Yeah.
So how accurate do you want a full-size Thomas to be to his TV model?
Accurate wheels.
So accurate, you have to make special stock to be compatible with it.
Yeah.
So you can only put it on for like one direction unless it gets turned around.
Okay, so I've probably put too much in. I'll just put two. Here we go. Now I need a stick. What I usually find is the end of a paintbrush. And just stir it all together. Make sure you get all the air bubbles out. I tend to stir it for about 40 seconds. I've lost count now, so I've got to start again.
Like that Q explosion and beaker shrinking. I think it's meant to say shrieking.
And now my helpful assistant Beaker will demonstrate how to do this.
Right. Okay. I can now safely apply this. I'm hoping it's going to be right and hard.
Oh wow, that was a bit rude.
No puns there.
Oh my!
Damn it, George Decay.
Don't know. Hard. I'll speak for yourself.
Sorry. Sorry, go. We got Josh Decay here. We're gonna make this. Somehow we made this into a bit of a three-way. Oh my! Call! Three-way call!
Right. There we go. I might have to do some videos at some point where I show you how you do it properly. So this camera angle, you can't really see what I'm doing, but that's just come. Oh no.
It looks like it's just like mixing up those two part blues basically, and
Yeah.
just pouring it on. Afterwards.
I probably put too much in as well because it's only like 4 little dinky axle boxes.
Yeah.
But-
I've been meaning to look into molding, so I'd love to see a video too. Like, it's quite handy. Like, there's loads of things I've been meaning to cast for a while.
It's definitely worth getting into. I like the idea of I'm doing more sort of model engineering mixed with anti. What's it called? What a word now?
Actually, there was a guy who actually I saw online. He did a video where he's actually trying to make a 5-inch. Was it not a 5-inch? Is it a 5-inch or a 3.5-inch gauge Hogwarts Express using a castle class loco that he actually managed to get second hand. And he was doing like a whole video series on how he was busy restoring all the parts, getting the cylinders and all recasted, and each part all milled out. It was very, very interesting. But he only like does it a few videos at a time, like, so it depends on what his mood all is.
Right, bear with me. I'm just going to need 2 minutes.
Alright, I might actually just paint that roof grey because I don't quite like it being brown. Have you done any filming on your folded train set? It's not a train set, it's a model railway. It's two completely different things.
There's a difference.
It's like there was that one guy in the Great Model Railway Challenge when the presenter just said, he says, "Oh, can I go and play on the train set there?" To which one of the contestants just went like, "No, it's a model railway." What? It's a model railway. A train set is an oval of track. This is a model railway with different details out there. So if you want to play that, you say model railway. Oh, well, can I go and play on the model railway then? Yes. Yay! I'm like, okay, that's what I'm told. But yeah, I haven't done any filming on Far Cry just for a while because, well, first of all, I can't get access to it there, so, but I'm clearing all the stuff away from my old workshop there, so should be able to get access to it again, maybe do some more videos on it, perhaps. New Storyteller asked earlier on here, how are things putting all your train stuff in a barn? The last film you were planning to use one to make a larger train set. Again, not train set, railway. Yeah, so what happened was that I managed to get hold of a porta cabin to film branch line engines in at long last, and I was down there, I was in there today actually because I moved a whole load of all the props and all the material, all the grass and singing materials I was going to use for the film, and I thought to myself, do you know what? I'll just do a wee test run just to see how it looks, and I just did a rough scene and not just trying to see how it would look like. I'm not going to say which scene it was, but I looked at it and I thought, oh, this looks fantastic. So it looks good. Well, it was only, like I said, it was only, even though it was just a rough setup, it's not the final assembly like though, but you know, it looked good. So I thought, yay. But yeah, there's enough space now to do, like, you know, I can film all the. I'm gonna film all of the Flying Core branch line, each stations. You're gonna see all the stations from Torrek to Nafford Harbour to Ellsbridge. You're gonna see the whole lot. And my God, it's costing me a lot of money to make.
I imagine it does.
I know. Was all the train set in the barn HO gauge? No, it was 00 scale. It's not a train set. It's a model railway. I'm sorry I have to sound like that there, but like I have to get into your head. It's not a train set, it's a model railway.
But do you mind treating like a train set though?
What?
I mean, would you mind if your train pulled the wrong coaches or the wrong wagons?
Well, if it's free, if it's mixed trains and out there, but a train set goes in a circle with no scenery or whatever. That's
Put it this way, I'm doing mostly 1920s, 1930s, but I've got two PR wagons.
Yeah. Be serious.
And it's wrong. I'm still making them.
Well, you can have excuses for various things to say. Oh, the railway company, this fictional railway company, was running short of stock and managed to get hold of this stuff from this company.
I mean, I spoke about this last night. I was talking about making an E4.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I found out, I don't know, Steve, I think you saw my message, but the Spellbox door.
Yeah, I did actually reply to you on, but then just before I finished it, I lost it. So yeah, that was quite weird. I didn't realize there was a different kind of smoke box.
Apparently, yeah, because Roxy, I was because what I was doing was I was asking Roxy Mouldings, can you know, does your kit come with that smoke box door, or is it a new free? You know that.
Yeah.
And he said to me, no, it's definitely an E4. What that is
Sorry,
it's
you broke it.
Oh, sorry. It's definitely an E4.
Can you say that last bit again?
Okay.
Yeah.
It's definitely an E4. What they've done was they replaced the smoke box door with one from the Southeastern Shetland Railway.
Yeah, they probably got overhauled at different works at some point, and that's why I got chucked down.
Yeah. So
But yeah, it's
obviously when all companies merged together, they just had all this. Yeah, they just kind of.
Yeah, it became a bit hodgepodge. But the Furnace Railway workshop closed down, for example. A lot of the engines got Horwiched. One of the K4s ended up with like a Bell pair boiler for like a different NOI standard. So yeah, there was like a dog clips on the smoke box as well. And lots of other similar examples as well, but it's always interesting when you can see like a different sort of standard boiler on an old plant. It offers a load of sort of possibilities.
Sorry to change subject.
Yeah, carry on.
I just noticed what you're doing with the W irons you've got.
Yeah.
Because the ones I've got kind of similar where they're sort of separate, rather than like the ones on here on this wagon, for example. They're kind of joined. They're kind of on a plate. They're sort of joined together.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
I've seen different kits like that.
but yours are. I mean, because I've got these ones myself. But you're kind of doing what I'm thinking of doing at some point, where they're attached, and you have to kind of line them up by eye. Really, is that what?
Yeah, with the bodies on the outside, you can sort of go by the rivet detail. So where the bolts are there, you can sort of line up the outer frets.
Yeah.
So in that regard, you can sort of get it pretty accurate. And there's enough sort of in the scale. There's like a little half a millimeter either way isn't too bad. It's not as bad as say 00 or M gauge.
Okay.
So yeah, even if it's not like 100% perfect, you can still run quite happily. I'm a bit annoyed though. I just tried fitting these top hats, and with that, they won't actually fit in between the two W irons. It's just a little too wide. I'm gonna have to file down the edges or something. I don't know why it's too wide. That's weird. I've either missed something or it's an error in the kit. So I'll grind it down with one of those mini disc cutters.
That's interesting though. It's good that. I mean, yours are obviously sprung as well, aren't they?
Yeah, there's little. I don't know if you can really see on the camera.
Yeah.
There's a little nub sticking out of the W iron, and there's a little nub sticking out of the axle box. And then the spring sort of goes through both sides, and it just sort of bounces up. It bounces up and down like that.
I see. Yeah. And then you got to put hats on.
Sorry. Yeah, there's just like a little nub on both ends of the axle box and the fret. And so the spring sort of holds on those.
Got you.
I never had like a really good sprung wagon. I always find like one end just doesn't spring at all. But hopefully with this one it will, because I haven't tried the Slater's one yet. They're quite nice units. Sorry, carry on.
Oh, no, so you can't. Sorry, I was just.
Yeah, these top hat bearings, like they're really nifty actually. Like they flow really well.
Yeah.
It's just the axle is too long for it for some reason. I don't know why.
I get. Yeah.
Once that's ground down, it should be fine.
Fantastic.
And
it's hard to tell when you've. Oh, sorry.
I know. I was just going to say, like, you can sort of like solder the what do you call it? The cross brace thing on here, or you can put like very tiny bolts through, so you can sort of unscrew them if you want to take them out at a later date. So it's just like drop in basically. If you can sort of fit over the little bolts and
Got you.
yeah, if you want to like paint the model before putting the wheels on, like.
So you can take off as well. So.
Yeah, unless you solder the cross member things on. Like in theory, you don't have a reason to take the wheels off, but then if you wanted to, it's more tricky then.
It is, yeah. I mean, I've got one wagon here that's got the plastic compensated W irons. Just about it rubs off on the brake, but it does. When you get in the right angle, it does run smoothly.
You could just shave it with a scalpel on the shoe if there's touching it. Like, I don't know how much side play there is as well, but yeah, if it's just a bit tight, just run a little knife between them if you can. That should free it up.
Mm.
You know, I can be a right to river counter, but then I don't care too much about some things. If there's a bit of a gap between the brake shoe and the wheel, it's fine. In my book, as long as it runs.
That's the point. I mean, I'm trying to not be so. I want it to look good, but at the same time, if it's got little mistakes, like I just sort of, it's not necessarily the end of the world, because when it's running alongside a full train, everyone's gonna be watching it go past. They're not gonna look at. They don't really see the detail, to be honest.
Yeah, that's my philosophy as well. Like, you don't sort of look down at the wheels that much, really.
And also, if it does, if it's not accurate, I can just basically say it just fell off. Well, I didn't actually put it there. That's sort of my excuse sometimes, but.
Well, it did happen. Like, you do get like wagons of mismatched axles and all sorts of defects and peculiarities. So, but yeah, by the time you weather it down and everything else, you're looking at it. Most people look at the locomotive anyway. So yeah, and yeah, if it's running along, you can't focus on it really. Just keep going. Just keep going.
Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
But I've drowned.
Okay, how was the Tidmouth Knapford train Oh, have you answered the question already?
No, I haven't actually. No, no, we haven't done any. We haven't done
Train
any.
set.
Oh, here we go. This is going to be a new trend, I suppose.
Do you want to be
Anyway.
cremated or buried at sea, mate?
Oh, I don't know, really. It's too many.
Not you. I meant the guy commenting.
Oh.
The train set.
But yeah. Anyway, the Timothy Natford set. It hasn't had any further progress down here because during this week, actually, one of our old members who who turned out. Finished?
No.
Anyway,
Sorry, Karen.
anyway, one of our members who had signed on to the club contacted me, and he found the railway's Facebook. He found the Facebook group page for the club, and he messaged me, and he says he just sent me a personal message. Just says ring me, and he gave me his phone number, and I'm like, okay, what does he want here? So I rang him up, and he just says to me, here, I've just found on Gumtree, this guy is selling a whole load of O-gauge track, about 43 yards of the stuff here, and I managed to get a good deal with him to buy it there. So I was just wondering, would you guys want this here for the railway, for the club? And I thought, well, we're already busy with our other layout here. What are we gonna do with all this stuff? Like, because he told me how many tracks there was and what it all contains. I thought, well, where are we going to put it all when we get this stuff? So I just says, well, I'll ask the guys first of all, see what they think, and I'll get back to you. And he was like, yeah, sure, no worries. I told the guys, and they instantly just says, yes, we want this. I'm like, oh. I thought, okay. It was, let me see, So I messaged him back to him. I says, "Look, the guys say yes. They're all good to go over there." And says, "Right, he bought it there, and he got one of the guys to come out and bring it over to the club." And I was over there too because I had to open up the club and all that there because I'm the only one that has the keys. And I was shocked to see like how much it actually was. It was like loads of like boxes upon boxes of all this O-gauge handmade O-gauge track from the '60s.
Wow.
And I actually brought one of them home with me to have a look at. This is actually one of them here. So it's actually 3-reel. I actually didn't realize this here, but it's actually a 3-reel powered, even though it's 2 reels there. But down the middle here, these wee pins, they're all like all hooked up to wires. So that was all like originally going to be like a 3-reel powered track in a way. So we don't know yet what we're going to do with all this stuff, with all this track here. We have talked to the people who actually own the shed that we were based at, to see if it's possible could we actually do a garden railway. But we'll see how we go from there. But we won't be doing anything with that there until the spring. But as far as we know right now, getting access to the timber from Natford layout is actually now slightly impossible now to actually get access because the boxes and all that stuff is literally cut off, has literally filled that entire space, and we have no way of accessing the layout.
Oh,
So, but we're going to see if we can do like another club meetup at some stage in the next few weeks here and talk more about this here fully, just to see how it all will go and what way we'll go about it.
if not, suit to me.
I don't know.
43 yards, enough to sneer it, man. That's loads.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know where to put it, but I'd still like collect it.
Give it somewhere. Yeah.
See, senor, I give you a good price.
And then you can make a fair little garden railway with that. Like it's loads.
Yeah.
You made a good deal there, Mike. Honestly.
It'll come in handy somewhere, I guarantee.
Yeah, because I think all that there was by pretty much. I think the whole lot, all that track there. I think it was like 43 yards of the track there. So I think after all that there it was probably like £100. You managed to get the whole lot for. Split Sleeper Agent, you blocked what off
No.
these films with
No,
the
no, no,
chisel
no, 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 no. Sorry. Oh, no.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Oh, it's from the file. Brilliant.
Faces on your 00 trains. In the film branch in my film version of Branch Line Engines, the engines will have faces. However, on my Far Cry Branch replica and all their like Revenant stuff, they won't have faces because I want to stay true to the original layout and not give the trains faces. So, even though people complain about that there and like young kids complain at train shows, I'm sorry, I have to follow the rules.
Do you know what? My mate's little brother, when I was at school, when we went to school, we used to go in his house. He had the Thomas and Percy train set.
Oh, I.
His little brother was absolutely petrified of engine face on, so the mum took the faces off and burnt them.
Jeez.
Did she have to
Burn them.
Or, well, threw away rather.
take them off, but burning them is a bit step further, isn't it?
Well, I mean,
What
you know,
happened to Thomas and Percy?
I burned them.
he might have been exaggerating.
They burned.
Oh, I am eating on Mother's Corner. Naughty, naughty.
Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, I'm hungry. I need some nourishment. I mean, you saw me drink Pepsi during the stream, so
I do not drink Pepsi. Yeah, apparently Pepsi is better for you than Coke.
It's relative.
Well,
Yeah.
it's not amazingly, but it's better-ish than.
It's like Ribena too kind, isn't it? Dentist.
You can't beat Ribena.
But they had to take off the advert because I wasn't too kind. It's just not as bad as Coke.
Coke gives me excitement.
this week on Snack Corner, we have the Kinder Bueno.
Right, okay. Everyone's wondering, this is my spare parts box. It's full of
Spare parts.
grass.
Yeah.
I'm doing it in brown here because I don't really like this. This brown for the house. Let's see if I can get some there.
Do you still do films when anything gets you on the nose? What does that mean? Do you mean when you got biscuits thrown in?
Can I help you, cat?
Meow.
There you go. There you go, Tom. You wanted a cat. There's a cat.
I think my cat's got the same fur as yours.
All right.
Is it black and white?
Sorry. No, she's chocolate point. She's a Burman,
Oh,
so it's sort of cream and brown.
we'll take it back and change it.
Vermin.
Sorry, I do exaggerate quite a lot. Or just
We're
I'm-
not going to take you back. Oh no.
Or what you
No,
could do,
Tom's just being mean.
yeah. That happened with me actually when I got my cat, because originally we were supposed to have a grey one,
Mm.
but it died,
Oh.
and no one knows why. So we just took the black and white one. We're kind of guessing he must have got caught in the washing machine or something, but I don't know.
Caught in the washing machine.
Well, there's a chance it might have climbed in there. And, yeah, There's someone.
Did it climb back out afterwards or what?
Well, that's the weird thing about it. No one knows.
Do you think it might have gone to the thing to die like a funny little snook?
Go for a sleep.
Yeah,
I can't believe Atreus models is a cat. Keep the illusion.
I like.
Yes, my true identity has been rumbled. I am a cat. Meow. No, you can't eat the Gundams. No.
But they can eat you. Right, let me just think.
Well, I think now done assembling this one.
Oh, well done. Very nice.
It's a little bit of a custom one. It's kind of two kits mashed together.
Hmm. Can you explain Gundam to me? Because it was an anime, wasn't it?
Yes, there's umpteen different iterations of Gundam. Some follow an overarching storyline, and there are others that are sort of like their own standalone stories.
Yeah.
So the way I see it with Gundam, it's really whichever variant of it appeals to you the most.
Yeah.
You know, some people might prefer one series more than another, and I think that's the good thing about the whole franchise is that you just sort of delve into whichever one appeals to you the most.
I remember on Toonami used to watch the original Gundam Wing cartoon thing, and
Yeah,
well, that's basically it. But I didn't realize. But I'm amazed they still make. You can still buy models for it. I thought it was just only a kind of a short lifespan, a bit like Beyblade, you know.
Well, Gundam, the very first one, I think that started in like the 70s or 80s.
Yeah.
But Gundam Wing, that was about mid 90s, I think. In fact, I think I've got a model of one of them. Here we are. Let's fish them out.
Oops. Just got something here.
Yeah. So you might recognise these ones a bit more.
Oh yeah, definitely. I recognize the colour.
Yeah, that's called Wing Zero. This one's a more recent version of the old kits, though.
Yeah.
So it's got a lot more articulation on it.
Is that the one with the power swords, or is that Voltron?
Well, generally Gundams they have these giant laser swords, but yeah, I'm very sure Voltron had a funky power sword.
It was like
I don't really know a lot about the old Voltron. I've only seen the new one.
Yeah, it's not really my wheelhouse, to be honest. I just sort of vaguely know of it.
Yeah. There's another Gundam Wing one.
Oh,
But this one's this is one I've painted almost entirely by hand.
Wow. I remember there was 5 of them, wasn't there? 5 in the anime.
Yes.
But 5 Gundams, and each was sort of piloted by a different person from a different.
Yeah, they each had a different pilot, and each one had its own sort of special abilities.
Yes, I do remember
Like
it.
that one.
What? Wow.
But this one has only just come out, so this will be another one I'll build. I think that'll be fun. But yeah, they're actually going back and redoing some of the older characters, some of the older Gundams as updated kits.
Also, they actually update. They do update their own kits and things.
Yeah, if it's like popular enough, they'll go back and update it.
Wow. Right, just going to try. Yeah.
Here, when these paintings, they always jam up when you want to open them. Oh, there we go, that's better.
Oh, cool.
That hurts so much. Ow.
Oh, hang on. Give me 2 seconds.
It's about
This is
2
why I don't-
seconds.
Alright.
Oh, no, no, no.
No, no, no!
Just put too much
Stop
glue in
taking
something.
figures and names. Right, this is what I actually really hate about these things here. Like, you see when you buy these like acrylic paints out there, they always seize up at the top there. But what really annoys me here is that Humbrol have actually have these like, I don't know, like a saw type thing around the rim of the top. And like, so when you try, so when this is jammed up and you try and do that there, that's actually digging into your skin. I was like, that really hurts.
Yeah. Oh, God. No. Sorry.
No.
Right.
Sorry.
Oh, great. It stops my fingers now. Yeah.
Still,
Sorry, guys.
still could be
It
worse.
seems like it's happened to you a bit.
Storyteller. Oh, this is a cute cat. Is it playful? Yes, she is. She is a very playful cat. She's also a little madam, aren't you?
How old is she?
Don't look at me in that tone of voice.
Oh, is that my root?
Must be getting on 3 years. Yeah,
Wow.
3 years old.
Mine's about, I think, it's about 16. But it's still very lively. Still like, yeah, you wouldn't think it was that old. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Crimson.
He's grumpy, but he's not like,
Wrong one. Wrong paint.
he's still quite, you know, he can still jump up and things. It's still,
Still like to play. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I don't know if you can hear her. She's sat by the chair singing, "I want attention."
Well, if you were a model, we would give you attention.
Come here, you silly cat.
Yeah, stroke your cat round. Streaming. Right, okay.
When the cat appears on the screen here, the video will get more views because views on YouTube are the hit.
Oh yeah, we suddenly get more views because we've got a cat on the stream.
Yeah, I mean, I could bring May on
There you
screen
go.
there, but you know, there we go. There's a kitty cat.
Executive guys, we need more cats.
We need more cats.
Got the perfect answer for the to get the views up.
A
Cats.
box of kittens. Stat.
Dish them out.
Lost your fingers. Still could be worse. Someone is watching with no hand. Okay, I take it back then.
Oh, bugger. I managed to super glue the buffer in. It's not quite the right rotation. It won't come out at all.
Oh no.
Oh well. It's one of those things.
Yeah, it's inevitable every time.
Yeah. It's this Hattie fix glue. It's really really good, but then once this is stuck, that's it. You can't get it off. It's I don't know if you can see it.
Once it's on, it's on.
Well, basically, yeah. It cost me about £20 for this little bowl, but it's really good stuff. Too good in some ways.
How much are the fittings though? Because I mean, for example, a pack of buffers for me is something like £7 to £8. For gauge 3, is it?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I don't tend to buy buffers by themselves. It depends. If it's local buffers, they tend to be a bit more sometimes. A pack of local buffers could be about £20, maybe.
Wow.
But wagon ones tend to be a bit cheaper. You can get them for around £10, I think, or maybe a bit more.
Yeah.
But this one came with the kit, so it's all inclusive. So if you do it that way, you save a bit. I got quite a few spares through Backman as well, like buying those like troublesome trucks, Nanny and Clarabelle sort of ones. So
Yeah.
and they're exactly the same as they are in the show. So I was thinking of holding them back for the coaching stuff, basically.
That's the really good thing about I've always thought about the Gauge 3 was that they're based on real prototypes, so you can use them for other projects and things. So you can make them if you're doing like an LVSC themed layout, or if you're doing a Great Northern style layout, they're perfect. Really.
Yeah, the troublesome trucks. I think they're based on the old. What are they?
The RCH.
I can't remember. It's not Airfix. It's something like it. But the prototype isn't real. It's like they're too long. They're just wrong basically. And Backman have just blown them up. So from a rivet counter point of view, they're not that great. But if you don't care about that, they're fine. The other thing they don't have is inside detail. But if you fill up with a load of coal or whatever, it's not a problem. Or whatever.
No, neither.
It's a real shame when they pulled the orange coaches in the show that they didn't sort of have the 5 ones. Once the CGI era started up, that they disappeared all just beforehand. So basically everything's third class. Or sorry, first class. So you have to be creative then if you want to sort of get a 5-compartment coach.
Crazy. I'll show you who's crazy.
Isn't that right? Yes.
Actually, I didn't realize this here that Mark Hamill's Joker is actually based off the actor who does the Invisible Man film.
Does the what?
It's an old. I think it's like 1930s or so for a film called The Invisible Man. And when it reveals when he reveals like he's invisible and all that there, he does this line saying "Crazy, I'll show you who's crazy," and he starts taking off the bandages around his face and he just sees there's nothing there. When he starts laughing, that's the Joker's laugh.
Wow.
So
I used to see that.
you can find it on YouTube actually. Just look up The Invisible Man and you'll find the black and white scene where he reveals himself to this big mob that invades his house.
Wow, that sounds creepy as hell.
Yeah.
I've only seen the Hollow Man film. Kevin Bacon's quite creepy in that, and he sort of stalks that woman.
Oh, Kevin Bacon,
yes.
yeah. Hollow Man.
Yeah, when he tilts the window in the bedroom, like.
Is that the one? Is that the one where he it was part of an experiment, but then they can't change him back, and he has to wear this pink latex mask?
Yeah.
Yes, I remember seeing that. I remember seeing that as a kid. Actually, it used to confuse me as a kid. I was like, "What is this?"
I can't believe it's as recent as 2000 that film was made.
Yeah.
Right, I got some good and bad news for this kit. Good news is I've got the bearings in.
Bad news.
Bad news is I'm missing a buffer set. So, I mean, no, not buffer set because I gave that to Tom Jeski, but I'm missing a buffer beam.
Ah.
So,
Can you make another one from plastic card?
I probably could, but I haven't got the right. I haven't got this bit because it's quite interesting. It's got like a. It's got this thing at the back where it's got like. It looks like like a rail. But it's sort of. What am I doing? If you can see, it kind of. Oh my! I can't. Sorry, I'm making it feel weird.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah.
It's got a weird pack. I haven't got that in.
Could you make it from like 2 layers or anything? Or
I'm probably making excuses. Well, actually, what I could do for this plastic card strip, I could probably. It's just about the right width. I could probably just dig a hole in the back of it.
Yeah.
It's just actually it's a lot smaller. Oh, I hate plastics. No, I'm joking. No, I might make them from brass actually, just to. That's some deep breathing.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry. I know. I breathe
Tom,
very
do you
deeply,
have your
though.
square this week?
Yes. It's one of the first things I got out of the stream. Right. Okay. The bearings are off.
I had it, then I lost it.
No, I did not. No. Oh, that's like this. No, I don't think I've done this right. Yep, definitely not done it right.
Is somebody whistling Postman?
It was me whistling, but it was just a random tune.
Oh, right, sorry. I thought you were whistling
I
Postman.
thought that was Postman Pat as well.
Yeah, it's been in my head all day. I'm not quite sure what it is.
Funny enough, actually, I was watching some of the old Postman Pat stuff there. There's actually an interesting fact that I think Kevin was getting to. There's a dubbed version of Postman Pat where they sing the theme song, but they don't sing any of the other songs that features in Series 1. So, like Farmer's Song, Ted Glenn's theme, Jess the Cat's and all that there, it's all instrumental. So you get to hear instrumental versions of all these tunes.
Yeah, I saw your tweet yesterday. I think it was the Just Cat one.
Yeah.
It's quite nice actually. I haven't heard it in years. It's nice.
It was one of my favorite tunes. In fact, that was actually apart from the Postman Pat thing, that was actually one of the only Postman Pat tunes, like songs, I actually heard owned on VHS. So I never heard, like, you know, the Farmer's Song, Sam Waldron's Mobile Shop, or the Ted Glenn thing. Never heard those songs until I think when I started watching the show on TV, when CBeebies started playing it.
Okay, guys. The mold is ready.
Hey.
I'm just slightly getting, and it's rock hard, exactly what I was hoping for. So I'm just getting this craft knife. I'm just cutting the edges away. The edges off. Oh, and don't do as hangers. I've been doing this for years.
How not to model how to mold me.
Don't use a
Don't
craft.
do as I do, do as I say.
I will just say roll. I'm not going to advertise now. All right. Okay, that won't come out. Yeah, well. And here we are.
Awesome.
If I take the axle boxes out, I will have to trim away some of the excess, but I think you get the idea. Yeah, as I suspect, there's a big chunk of silicone just for those four.
Yeah.
But-
Get a few more of those in there.
Pour the whole, yeah. But that is just what I need.
That's set about half an hour's time or less, isn't it?
I got about just nearly an hour left. No, not half an hour left.
Oh no, sorry. I remember the molding there. That's set about half an hour left then.
Yeah. That's actually not one of the nicest ones I've ever done, actually, because I've not had to trim away too much. It just came straight out.
Yeah. In my head, I always think molding takes longer than that.
Yeah. I think it. I mean, I know the what's it called, the heat resistant one I use does take probably about a couple of hours. Ideally, it should be like half a day or something like that, 12 hours, something like that. But right now, the real test: does it work?
Will it work?
Does it work?
Actually, I do actually remember I was making I mostly make the old latex molds, and I made some for some stone walls that I was going to make, and they all turned out pretty well, actually, better than I thought they would. And I was making up the plaster of Paris, and I'm sure this is probably just down to the type of plaster of Paris I was using, but I never knew you can buy plaster of Paris. That when you make the mixture and you put it into the mold, it gets hot. Like plaster of Paris heats up. I never thought of it. I've never seen that before.
Hmm.
But like I have the molds here, and I picked up the plaster, and I thought to myself, hang on, I was like, this is actually boiling. This is like red hot here. Why is it so hot? I was like, this is meant to be plaster. I used cold water for this. Why is it so hot?
Do you know what? This gets hot when you mix it together, resin.
Yeah.
And it was actually quite funny. I ordered some plaster of Paris like a year ago. It never showed up. And I'm wondering if, because it came in a packet where you could kind of, it looked like, obviously it looks like white powder. I wonder if they assumed it was something else. Something I shouldn't be ordering online.
I swear it's plaster of Paris. Really?
Like, this is a special sort of sherbet, Pierce. Oh, sherbet! I love sherbet. I don't like the flavour much there. Okay, so I'm not wasting the resin. I'm gonna get some more molds out. So I've got this whole box full of silicone molds and things. So I'm gonna make some. As I'm making the axle boxes, I'm gonna make some axle springs.
Okay.
And then and if I've got any left over, I could make a face.
I was going to say that. Why don't you make a face?
I've got loads.
Lego Railway Modeler. Postman Pat was the only VHS I had when I was born in the mid 2000s, so I was a bit late for that. Understandable. Actually, funny enough, Postman Pat is actually going to make a cameo appearance in Brown Side Engines. Apparently, I managed to get somebody to make up do a 3D print of a post van, of Pat's van. So it's going to make a cameo appearance somewhere. So that's going to be a wee Easter egg for everyone to look out for.
Right. This should be okay. You want to pull the two resins together, the resin mixture together, and let's see if it works. Just tip it out. You never leave a drop out. Right.
You heard him, folks.
Then you stir for 40 seconds, and because I'm holding a plastic cup, you'll feel it heat up underneath as the liquids merge together. And when I'm stirring, what I'm actually doing is I'm getting rid of air bubbles and things. Don't really feel anything. Oh, now here we go. Oh, it's getting hot. And now, pour into our molds. I hope you just might be able to make out what I'm doing. So, because these are very small, I just need to put like a few drops into the mold, and then you squeeze it lightly, just sort of squeeze it so it goes around the edges, so it gets all the air bubbles out. And then, hopefully, when these are finished, they will not have these will be full. Yes, full scale. Hopefully, this will come out nice and casted. You want to be quick because when it heats up, it starts to harden. Sounds a bit odd. Sounds a bit dirty, but I didn't mean it.
Gonna have a stab here at these Farquhar wagons, which I customly made or custom designed. So
I'll be quick here. It's just drying up quickly. The hotter it gets, it's a sign that obviously this is going to go rock hard. Just squeeze it slightly so all the air bubbles get out. And just fill up again every now and again. Make sure it's all. And then scrub away some of the excess. And if you guys want one, I'll happily make you one. I'll make a Thomas face. Got some left over.
Which version of his face exactly?
Oh, it's the smiley one.
Not the slider one.
Anything
It's
but
the smiley
one.
one.
Smiley,
Smiley, Smiley, Thomas Smiley.
Give us the smiley.
Oh, do you know? You just remind me of now. The way you said that there reminds me of this advert for It's for a Japanese pudding company called Gia Pudding. I don't know if you remember that, but it has a weird song to it.
I was doing the fast show, to be honest.
You are?
I was just doing the fast show, I think it was. It was either fast show or 2D TV. Smiley, Smiley, Carol, Smiley.
But there's this one. There's this Japanese advert for this pudding advert called Gia Pudding, and basically it goes with, it has a wee child singing the song, and it has like very few lyrics in it. I must confess, like it's not hard to forget really. So it just, I remember hearing this on the days of MTF, and I think it was Jack Taylor who shared it. I don't know, but it just has a wee kid going booty 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 like booty, and it's just, that's all it is. I'm like,
I remember that.
oh my god, it gets stuck in your head for so long, and then I was thinking to myself, why is this so memorable?
Like, why are you here? Why are you showing us this crap?
Why are you even here?
But the advert just basically shows that the pudding is actually alive. It's a little cartoon of the pudding eating itself. Like, it's literally consuming its own body. I'm like, that's not right.
Eating its suicide, essentially.
Yeah. Well, it's pretty much cannibalism itself.
Is it cannibalism if you actually? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it would be.
Yeah, it is.
You
Yeah.
you eat yourself.
It's like that. What do you call it? The Halloween special of The Simpsons, where Homer actually gets so hungry he actually ends up cooking bits of himself.
I was just thinking about that then, yeah. And all the police officers are waiting outside. He's got to come out sooner or later, boys.
Oh no! I was thinking of a later one, and you're thinking of the donut when he has the donut.
Yeah, like his head gets into the donuts.
Yeah.
Which one are you thinking of?
It's like when he runs out of food, and Homer's just like he's just like, oh, I need something to eat fast, and I think he ends up cutting his finger at one stage, and so instead of actually going to the doctor, he ends up he accidentally cooks it on the grill, and he loves the taste of it so much that he eats it, and he's like, ooh, this tastes really good, and he starts cutting off bits of himself and starts cooking it, and he starts shedding weight.
Okay.
Which actually gets Marge worried. She's like, Homer, you're starting to lose weight very, very much. I'm just working it out.
Okay. Christopher O'Shea said just got back from the Thomas and the Magic Railroad parody Halloween special. Interesting.
Oh, yeah, they did a Halloween special. Let's check that out, actually. Funny enough, actually, during my time on the Isle of Man last year, I think I mentioned this before in a previous stream there, but Ryan took me on a guided tour of all the locations where they filmed like some of the live action shots of Magic Railroad.
Yeah.
So we were coming back from Snæfell because Doug Roberts wanted to do a challenge with his live steam engine, which he managed to succeed on doing. But yeah, on the way back, we had nothing to do for the afternoon, so Ryan was going to head back early. I said I'll come along for the run here because, I wanted to have a quick tour around Port Erin. So he says, yeah, sure, I'll give you a guide tour of the Thomas and Magic Railroad thing. I thought, yeah, sure. We were just going around these places, just seeing all these locations there whilst listening to Bob Servant, which he's actually quite funny to listen to. You ever listen to it?
Oh, sorry, what was that? Listen to what?
Bob Servant.
Oh, yeah, I love Bob Servant.
Yeah.
I got myself an email address. The first email I got was spam, so I started replying back. I've actually got 2 Bob Seven books. Funny enough.
The one I think we were listening to at the time is where he was trying to get a tiger of some sort. And the tiger saying, "Yes, I've got you the tiger here. Now, can I please have your bank details not there so I can so the payment can go through?" Actually, my friend here, he wants to know if the tiger could talk. It's been very difficult though, but yeah, the tiger is managed. We managed to get the tiger to talk there. He doesn't really say it isn't much to it, but he does speak blunt English.
Yeah, I bought this recently. I've been meaning to read it properly, but I keep having to I read some bits of it,
Yeah.
and then seem to.
Actually, funny enough, I actually was listening to I bought a new Discworld audiobook this week, which is Guards, and I actually asked the current narrative for the audiobooks, Stephen Briggs, if he which one did he start off from, and he told me it was The Fifth Elephant, and I've already seen that. I've already listened to that one. It's quite good, but but I actually asked him, did he ever do Guards, and he says no, that was done by Nigel Planer. So I end up listening to him. So it's very funny because like I said on Twitter, it's very hard to listen to without thinking of a show that he's been on. He's been on. So you're actually listening to this audiobook, you can't help thinking, oh, I keep thinking I'm hearing the narrator from Magic Roundabout. Well, there's like an episode of Magic Roundabout because Nigel did that there. And funny enough, actually, yesterday Nigel actually liked the tweet, and I was like, okay, didn't expect that, but there you go.
Right, so there's some of my molds. It's very hot, so yeah, it's still drying. It's actually hot to touch. Resin. Yeah. Oh, I just ruined that one. Oh, balls.
Well done.
So I'll be using that one.
Well done, that man. Which one was it?
The Axel Springs.
Oh shoot.
I don't keep disappearing.
Yeah, who? New Storyteller, do you still do films with anything hitting your nose? That was only the one time. That was 2017. Like we haven't. That was only like a one-off joke. We weren't going to expand that. It was a joke that me and Gavin Rose came up with doing this trick where I ask him, I ran out of biscuits at my end, and I ask him, like, can you throw me some more biscuits? And at his end, he pretends to. It looks like he's throwing the biscuits to me through the camera.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, and then it gets on a bit too. He gets too carried away. He actually finds out, like, oh, I can do this now. This is new power to throw biscuits, and he ends up throwing the entire packet, which actually hits me in the face in the end, which literally ends up me yelling at him. But when you see the final item actually of that there, Casey Jr. is actually throwing the biscuits at me, but I tell him to aim for my forehead, but on the final run he misses. He ends up hitting me. He hits me like, you know that part of your that top part of your nose between your eyes. That very hard bit of your nose where it's of your skull. He hits me there. A full half packet of chocolate digestives, which then turned out to be after hitting that part of my face, instantly turned into crumbs. But it hurt so much. It hurt so much that I was so ticked. I was so pissed off.
Sorry, yeah.
So what you see in the end, that's actually me generally pissed off from getting it, because I was meant to act like, I was actually annoyed, but this final run, like, he literally made me flip my lid, and I was literally just raging. I says, that's enough.
That was.
And when you see the outtakes of that, there, you hear me swearing. Like I was like, oh, that really hurts.
You got to suffer. You do have to suffer your art, don't you?
Yes, in order to do that. There.
Great.
But I didn't realize. But then I didn't realize that joke actually became so popular that new storyteller here. He actually did 2 versions of it. So.
Okay, I'm just taking some of the molds out. Sorry.
Yeah, that's right.
There's one.
Ta-da! Oh, it's the old face.
Yeah. Shall I cut it up in half again? Or...
Yeah.
And what's this one?
What is it? What would it be?
Okay, it's still a bit. It's still a bit bendy, but then again, yeah, it might need more time to dry. But here we are.
Hey. Henry Sackett Michael's just a really good method actor. Yeah.
And yeah, you weren't a happy one, so.
No, I was happy. I wasn't happy though, but when I saw how it turned out in the end, I thought, well, I don't want to go any further with this here. We'll just go with this one here and.
Smiley. These are usually 2-part ones, so basically I'd put. Normally I'd put, I have it so that the eyes would be cut out, so I could just put the eye mechanism through. But here we are. Fell off. Would it look good on the 4F, or wouldn't it? You should have to find out.
Next time.
Should anyone be concerned that sleeper agent's walking back and forth with a hammer?
Yeah, I mean, he was. I know he was. He was cutting stuff out with a chisel earlier, and now he's using a hammer.
Yeah.
Ben, where were you?
Hmm?
Where were you? You disappeared.
That doesn't sound too good.
I had to let the cat out. She was clawing at the door.
Steve, what are you
Let
doing?
me out! Let me out!
Let's show you now.
That's on now.
Wait a minute.
What is it?
I'm not sure you can see, but there's a bit of rivet head detail in here.
All
You
right.
have to sort of,
Oh,
with a pinpoint. Use a screw basically.
All right. I thought you were using a hammer and nail actually to actually like assemble the kit. I thought, flip me. He's going the Jeremy Clarkson method.
No, it's not quite 5-inch gauge. Yeah, like some people use those like professional rivet head machines. I just use a hammer and a screw basically.
All right.
That's the job. I find if you sort of dull the edge with a file or just an old screw, it doesn't go through the brass as easy.
All right.
Sometimes the point is so fine, you just go straight through the rivet hole. But yeah, it's done the job. Just got to hammer it straight now.
What was it? I went in to see my parents yesterday there, and they were watching the Grand Tour, the latest episode of Grand Tour where they're on the boats. And they actually found that I didn't know my mum would take interest in it there, but she actually found the whole thing really amusing to watch.
I love those guys. I mean, I wish they're still on top of you, but
Yeah.
I'm a bit annoyed I haven't seen any of Grand Tour yet. It's not on a channel I don't
They say that there's going to be a new one on the 4th of December, the Madagascar special, but I don't know. But I know they're making more new ones there because there's some footage of them actually driving about in new cars. And
Have you seen
Hammond's had another crash apparently.
have you seen James May's tour of China? I think it's called
Oh no, it's Japan, not
Japan. Sorry.
Yeah.
My bad. There was a difference.
I love the bit. I love the bit where he's on the train there, and he's about to eat his lunch, and he just takes one mouthful, and towards the point the girl says like, no, you're not meant to eat that. What?
That makes me laugh every time. Yeah, I love that.
What? No, you can't eat that. I'm not supposed to eat my lunch. No. There's other film companies here who want to film your lunch. Somebody who wants to fill my lunch. Yeah.
Yes,
Why can't they get their own bloody lunch?
I love that. So another
It's actually-
company is going to film my lunch and basically and say how exquisite this looks, and there's a bit missing because I've eaten it.
And he says like usually usually that's meant to be a big compliment to the chef, like, you know, for eating it. Yeah, but over here we don't do that. I'm like, right.
I also noticed how rude that girl was. She was like, "Yeah, see, it's all your fault," and and you got to think of others. It's your lunch, you know what I mean?
I know, it's weird. Oh god, I'm just looking. I'm actually. I actually keep forgetting here. I'm still wearing this contact lens from the very start of this stream.
Does it not feel weird?
Well, one side of my eye is white, so let's put it that way.
Michael White.
Yeah.
Right.
Actually, the face makeup actually is actually this stuff here, the wash, the Warhammer wash.
Oh really?
So yeah, I've been brushing that on there because it was all I had available at the time. So I was trying to make myself look like a scruffy old steampunk tramp of some sort. I don't know, but yeah.
The smaller one's taking so much longer to dry.
Hopefully I'll try it there come the end of the stream, which will be in about nearly 10 minutes away.
I'm not really quite sure what to do myself because I've already finished putting this Gundam together.
Yeah, I think.
So
Yeah, I've pretty much finished. I've pretty much finished, you know, this building kit now. So I'm just trying to do these wagon kits I need to do for branched iron engines. So get them
I'm
out
just
of the
waiting
way.
for the resin to dry. But I've got what I need. I just hope that people in private education,
I'm sure they will.
if they stay to watch long enough.
That's what I said from at the very start of these modless.
Warhammer wash on Michael, the Irish Braveheart.
Irish brave, oh blimey! I'm hardly Mel Gibson, am I?
Sister's number is number.
Braveheart. Funny enough, speaking of Braveheart, I actually do remember, Tom, you voiced a soldier for a mock trailer for history of the Over Railway.
Really? A soldier?
Yeah, I think one of your lines was, "Who's that Jenkins? Is it one of our men?"
Yeah. Oh, do you know what? I actually forgot the character's name, but I actually had Louis' role originally. Because I was reading the script, I had the role. We recorded the audio, but most of the audio in Ireland. So in Ireland for Ryan's 30th.
Yeah.
I did this really. I couldn't really do it properly, and I at one point Ryan just goes, "I think he'd sound better if he was Norwegian." So they got Louis. So Louis took over.
Right.
So the Norwegian doctor. That was my original role.
Oh yeah. You're my
I mean,
fantasy voice, Oliver. Ha ha ha.
And then I was given that minor role instead. You know.
But you did a good job at it.
I'm hoping. Well, I would love to show. You know, Ryan once said, Tom, you can't act, man."
And you're playing Thomas the Tank Engine in Brass
Yeah.
Star and Rule.
I know. I might, if it's alright with you, I might still try and re-record some of my lines because I do think I sound a bit blunt.
Well, you better I get start on there because I'm going to start filming the film on Sunday.
Oh, okay.
That's right, folks. Branch Sciences is officially starting its filming process on Sunday.
At long last.
At long last, you waited 2 years.
At long last, the filmmaking was complete. And
Funny, when I actually posted out that tweet that Branch Sciences is now nearly ready to start filming, somebody actually replied, retweeted saying, "Finally, after all these 2 years."
yeah,
And I was like, well, I thought to myself, well, you're gonna have to wait a bit longer because the filming process is going to take a lot more time to do.
it was like 3 years to me.
Yeah, 3 years. Yeah, 2.5 years, I think.
Right. So, okay. See if this came out okay. I mean, this is only a test one. I mean, now that I've got the mold, I can probably make many more of these.
Oh, we lost one. We lost Ben.
Yay!
No. Yay.
And
Come back.
it was a success.
Good.
Probably won't see it very well, but I have an axle box.
Hey,
Now all I'll do is make sure they actually fit on the back of my wagons
What we got to do?
by making the hole big enough. Okay? No, joke. That's a bit grim, sorry.
Hang on, somebody's asking, is there any roles left to fill? No, I don't think so. The casting for Branch Sciences is finished back in May 2018. So sorry.
You made a video of yourself talking. Actually, I won't say anything just in case I say something I shouldn't say.
Oh.
I'm not going to say anything in case I say something that might be a surprise. But...
All right. Well, sure. Just send me a message of it there, just to see what. Because I might not even remember. Sorry, Ben. Did you leave us?
Yeah, my internet's being a bit funny tonight.
Oh, sorry to hear that. No worries.
Right. Okay. Some of these have worked out fine. Oh, good. Some of it could be down to the mix I've done for the resin. So, but I've got them old. I can make as many as I like.
Awesome.
Awesome. Awesome. Awesome.
Awesome. Awesome.
When you go,
Awesome.
will you send my a letter
From America.
America? Now just doing the action springs.
New storyteller. Do you want me to be your narrator for your non-Gates Thomas films? No, thanks, mate. I'm pretty much good for
Right.
narrators.
Okay. So these ones, right? I've got one that's come out fine. I've got another that's got some holes in it. You can't really see it, I don't think.
Oh, they got some air holes, air bubbles.
I did squeeze it in between it, which I was hoping to try and get rid of them, but they haven't really gone anywhere. So that's one downside to it. Where's the rest of it? Here we go. That one's got the same problem. Can't use that.
you can keep it for scrapyard or something.
Yeah.
Could do. But that one might be alright.
What's your normal success rate?
Sorry?
What's your normal success rate with the moldings? Yeah.
Well, to be honest, you're always going to get some that just didn't come out properly. So it kind of varies. I mean, I'm always trying to work out what mix I'm supposed to do. So I mean, sometimes it works with more. I mean, you got two parts. So sometimes it works with part A, and sometimes it works better with less part B. It's all just trying to work out and then remember really. But I mean, sometimes if it seems very fragile right now, it's because you're not getting enough time to reset. Even if it's rock hard, it's still going to be quite flimsy, it's still quite bendy and things.
Yeah.
Like the face here, it's now gone rock hard, so I can't bend it or anything. Can't smudge it. Perfect now. I do love resin mech casting, not gonna lie. And I do have some surprises with these, but I'm going to wait till the unveil to show everyone.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, basically, I got basically these faces I've got here. I actually had some painted. I know Mike's seen them,
Yeah.
and
They look really good.
I'm going to wait till the unveil to really show, really show what I've done. Right. Right, so speaking of Thomas the Magic Railroad, what are your thoughts on a British character having a director's cut special released in the USA or the UK? Screw you. I think no, I'm joking. No, I don't really mind, to be honest. I mean, how can I say it? If you think of it, the story is more or less it was more intended for the Shining Time viewers. Because I remember when I first saw it and thinking, who the hell are these guys?
Still coming out.
When I joined Sif saw the Shining Time episodes, I thought, oh right, so this is who they're from. And Mr. Conductor is actually the narrator. That's why he's Ringo in one episode. That's why he's George Carlin in the next one. And yeah. Pretty much just varies, yeah. I think. But it must be quite an interesting time because I mean, Alec Baldwin was did the narration for Series 5. So for all those in America who watched Series 5 before the film, and actually see Alec Baldwin in the film, I'd love to know what their reactions were like. Were they thinking, "Oh God, this is who it is," or was there with George Carlin?
I wanted a Ringo.
Because I think
just thinking, it'd be funny. Like you're expecting to get you were thinking you were gonna get Ringo a star, and you end up getting Paul Angelis instead of playing the role. Hello, I'm Mr. Conductor.
So, hi, Mike Casey, and hello, Victorian Rail Heritage. Hey, guys.
Hello.
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 Is there anyone up there?
Oh, this router's doing my head in.
So don't worry, Ben. We're about to finish up anyway here.
Yeah.
Stream's coming to an end anyway, so.
If we start acting up at the last hurdle.
Yeah, these things usually do. Do this last bit and then call it quits. Right. Just as you can already. Right, guys. If you want to have your items ready for shipping.
Okay.
Grab some track lenses.
All right, no worries. I'm just gonna get some sorted out here for my bit.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I mean, just show as it is, you know.
Ooh, it's quite chilly actually. So, let's see what we've done here. So, but let's see if you get first here.
If someone else want to go first? I'm just setting things up. You know?
All right, no worries here. Ben, let's see how you get on.
Yep. So we got it all assembled. Had a wee bit of a head start because I'd done the torso beforehand, but got his legs all done. They're fully posable. Got guns on the forearms. So yeah, that be next job will be disassemble this and start painting it.
Cool. And Tom, let's see your work.
Okay, so basically, I didn't quite get the progress I wanted to, but what I've done tonight is essentially I've made up these actual boxes from a kit, the black ones here, and built a silicone mold so I can make copies. And this is the result of the test run.
Nice.
And I hope tonight you guys have got some idea of mold making. Actually, you know, you don't have to buy everything from the shelf. You can improvise. It's cost effective, and it can save you so much trouble if you can't buy the certain parts you need.
Cool. You ready there, Steve? Show
Always.
yours.
30 seconds of it.
Okay. Right. Let's get mine up for a sec. Hold on. Yeah. So for my end here, I've got managed to get this house finished early, so even got it painted as well, which is good.
Very nice.
That's a first to finally get a model painted up as well. So that's the first. And I also just did some work on getting these wagons bodies made up here. I've been 3D printing these wagons here off and doing like a body shelf in there. So that's
Very good.
pretty much it there. So like, yeah, they're all like Farquhar Quarry Company based ones. So these will be seen in Brass Engines just as like, you know, fillers and all out there. So see how it all goes. And you ready there, Steve?
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Just trying to find the roof a minute.
Trace models. Why am I reminded of the Megazord from Power Rangers? Well, they are both giant robots originating from Japan, so might have something to do with it.
Okay.
Oh, gently.
Gently does it.
Careful now.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome, that.
Yeah, there's the van. I was hoping to give it further, but it's sort of rolling. Kind of.
That is so satisfying to see. Wow, like just seeing it all lined up.
That's Nicholas' danger.
Ooh.
I've got one of the extra boxes the wrong way around, so it's not quite the right height.
Derailment on Modland's corner.
I know.
My goodness.
I lift the wagon up, it's all going to fall way otherwise. And then, sort of Edward's there. His bogey, there it goes. His bogey's El downstairs at the moment. That's the 6-foot wheels noise.
Wow.
And the chimneys around it. That's downstairs. Yeah, I think I made the body a little bit too big in retrospect, but it's about as beefy as the K4 if anyone's interested. So he's a super Edward.
Cool.
Oh, okay, right. So it's not the. Oh, it's the case. Right, got you.
It's based on the Edward Edward.
Got you.
The Edwards Edward.
Yeah,
I love that.
best extensions. So yeah.
I like going for the old style 10 too.
Yeah, definitely.
No, that belongs to Donald and Douglas's.
You gonna try and attempt at making them?
I think I can make a barrel attempt. There's supposed to be a gauge 1 tip to be blown up to gauge 3, hopefully.
All
So
right.
I'll either wait for that or try and scratch it myself, which would be a bit cheaper. Fab is straightforward enough because it's more or less just straight on both sides.
Yeah.
And it would cost a fortune to 3D print as well. So there's no point in that regard.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll have a go with it. I'll see if I can get Edward's body done first. Then. So,
Cool.
yeah, I'm just going to work with that side to try and make it accurately, but yeah, I'll get there eventually, hopefully.
All right. Right. Well, sure. Well, that's us pretty much all signed off now for Modelist Corner. So back to the
Oh god,
creepy. I know. Creepy, I know it's creepy as I look already. It's, but yeah. Just want to say a big thanks to to both Ben and Tom for coming along, and also to Steve or Sleepy Agent for coming along to tonight's stream. Definitely worth having you on the stream here, and hope to have you on a future one.
Yeah, it's been nice actually. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, definitely good to hear again. So yeah, I hope you guys at home you've enjoyed yourselves. We'll be back next week's Models Corner stream is going to be a solo one. I'm going to be continuing on from where I left off with the Toby build. Going to try and make up his side skirts and underframe. Hopefully, we can get all the bits all sorted out come that time. But we'll see how it goes. So yeah, tomorrow's Halloween. So hope you guys have a safe Halloween. Don't eat too much sweets or stay up too late, and just stay safe and
definitely
social distances and all out there. So yeah, so nothing else for us to say is to say goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye from everybody. And farewell. And remember, watch out at night. You never know what you might find. Take care, guys. See you next week.
Yeah.